up? What's up, my 4C gang? How you doing? How you doing? Pam, hey. How you doing? Good evening. Nika in the building. Shawanda, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? How y'all doing? Look, I had me a late breakfast today. I fried me some eggs and bacon and toast, and so I'm laying in bed as I'm doing this. As y'all can see the title, people can watch the replay. I'm sure they will. People were calling me today, and y'all know when I tell you I don't watch videos, I just don't watch them. But I talked to a couple of people today, and they was like, "Well," and this is why I'm going to address it. They was like, "Well, haven't people saw what's going on, and how can people get in the middle of stuff? Why can't people just be neutral? Why do they feel? Did they see what happened? Did they lie? Did you get to lie about anything? Um, did they see the video that was made about you? And why are these people that somebody told was I said, maybe I ain't seen you nowhere. This is why I watch stuff. Right to their opinion and what they feel. To dislike me because of how I handle something, then so be it. Then so be it. But because people will get on here, and I don't go and debate every little thing, and I'm not on here, and I don't talk a certain way, and I'm not demure, and I'm not talking low. Don't mean I keep telling y'all know what y'all see on here. Y'all don't know what was said off or how a person talk. Y'all know what people allow y'all to see, but see, I'm that same person either way. I'm not going to be sorry about being disrespected. And if you don't like it, and I keep saying this, the people were telling me, oh, but they were over there and they were in the chat saying this. I said, you know what? Don't even tell me. But I want people to know that I'm good. I give less than a fuck about what somebody think of how I handle queen to queen. If a video had never been made, I would have shut the fuck up. Nobody's going to tell me how, when, or how I should address something. Don't fuck with me and I won't fuck with you. Period. I've always been that way. And if anybody feel like that was too much for them, keep it moving. I'm not watching no videos. Like I said, I'm not going to watch anything. I don't give a fuck. You have the right to your opinions to feel the way y'all feel. That's not going to make me change who the fuck I am. I'm the same yesterday, today, and I'll be the same tomorrow. And so I was going through YouTube. Well, I think it was Facebook, one of the ones. And one of the first things was this.
Had to swallow was realizing I meant absolutely nothing to people that meant a lot to me. You see, the hardest heartbreak that matures you is loving people who never plan to love you back. It's a painful teacher.
Come on, let me play this one more time for y'all.
Had to swallow was realizing I meant absolutely nothing to people that meant a lot to me. You see, the hardest heartbreak that matures you is loving people who never plan to love you back. It's a painful teacher.
It's a painful teacher. When you out here and you genuinely have a connection or feel something from some people, and they can allow what you feel about somebody else to dictate y'all shit. When I'm saying a few people, if y'all got a problem with the hell what I said to Queen, and y'all are judging that on the relationship that I have with y'all, then so be it. Then so be it. Then so be it. That pisses me off. No, it don't piss me off, but it really trips me out. But see, I'm the type of person, I've had several relationships that's over 35 years. 3 that's over 45 years. Never ever got into it. Stop taking this gospel. Oh, woe is me, and I did this, and I would never. And y'all fall for that damn okie doke if you want to. But my thing is this: stop stop clumping that shit together. Y'all going by what the fuck y'all done heard on here. Y'all seen shit. I'm not like a lot of y'all. I keep it motherfucking real. If I think you're stupid, I'm gonna say you're stupid. I'm not gonna smile in your damn face and have your back when I know you're a dumbass and you made some dumbass decisions. You're not gonna throw me under the motherfucking bus. There's a lot of fake phony shit on these YouTube streets. I don't do that. I don't. So you have people that, you know, motherfuckers really didn't care. If that can stop you from how I talk, then it is what it is. If it can make you do videos on me, then you were never there in the first motherfucking place. Let's go on. Hold on, let me see what we're saying here. I said, hey, my mama's mama. Am I still breaking up, y'all? Am I breaking up bad? Let me know. Am I breaking up bad? We're going to talk about this tonight because people keep calling me like, oh, I can't understand why people. I said, well, I didn't watch it, and don't tell me what was said on there. I don't want to know. I'm not watching anybody that's talking dumb shit about something that ain't got nothing to do with them. I'm not watching anything or any comment about motherfuckers being upset about a motherfucker. Period. Hold on. Am I listening? I'm trying to. Let me come out and come back up. Hopefully, this don't mess me up. Hold on, y'all. Okay, y'all. Am I better? Let me know if I'm better. Let me know if I am better. Do I sound better? Can you know if am I still let know so I can. Shawanda, she dropped the microphone. Can I get a yes? I sound better, please. Yes, you sound better, CMA. Can y'all hear me? Can somebody type in here and let me know? Okay, good. See, shit like this make me not want to introduce people to anybody. Because a lot of times better, but it's a little scratchy. Okay, well, I don't know what's going on. But what really trips me out is when you introduce people, you let people on your platform. 9 times out of 10, if anything happens, they're always going to take a couple of people with them. Or that's one of the things you risk by sharing your platform. Because if you think about it, if I had never allowed this heifer on my platform, never even said I knew her, we wouldn't be here. People wouldn't feel the people that you thought you had a relationship with. It wouldn't even be there. So that kind of makes you want to just shut everybody out. No, do your own thing. Don't even tell nobody you know me. But you know, it is what it is. Because if something is solid and real, Nothing should be able to come in between that. Period. I'm not going to judge nobody by what they do with somebody else. I can only go by what me and you have. I'm not going to do no videos about some shit like that. So anyway, y'all, let's listen to this other one. I was just listening to some shit.
They did all that hating and gossiping about you and still couldn't stop nothing. No thing. They did all that hating and gossiping about you and still couldn't stop nothing. No thing.
All that gossiping and hating. What did they stop? This ain't the first rodeo I've been here. This ain't the first time people to say, "Oh, you don't see him, and I'm gonna stop messing with him." Who's this? What is all of the damn opinions and things and all of that? What does that got to do? Ain't nobody said it to me. Y'all saying it every motherfucking where else. Come over here and say it. Say it to me. That shit. I'm not going to go run and look how the fuck somebody feel about me. Get over here in my shit. Say it to me. Captain Save a Holes. Y'all out here Captain Saving Holes. Say that shit to me. Don't be all over in somebody somewhere else. Because you know 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to motherfucking see it here. You got some shit to say it to me. Say it in my motherfucking chat. Say it in my face. Don't say that shit behind my back. When you know the fuck I'm not going to go look. Y'all got a motherfucking problem with me. Tell me. Or keep that shit moving. I'm tired of this weak ass shit. Let's go on. All over and everybody else chat saying some shit. But where the fuck? If you want me to hear it, say it to me. Because I'm not going to hear where the fuck you say it at. You're talking to deaf ears. You got something you want me to motherfucking know, tell me. Don't tell the fucking air. A group of hurt motherfuckers. A group of hurt bitches. A group of hurt bitches. Wounded wing bitches. Wounded wing bitches.
Listen, when certain people can't control you, they will gossip about you about anything. Because if they can't control you in their way, they want to control how other people see you. Continue to carry on with your life. Listen, when certain people... Listen, when certain people can't control you, they will gossip about you about anything. Because if they can't control you in their way, they want to control how other people see you. Continue to carry on with your life. Listen, when certain people...
Come on now. We're gonna be, hey, happy white life. How you doing? So hey, Mika, I'm back. Yeah, hey, see you, man, everybody. When people can't control you, then they want to try to control how people see you. And that is what y'all saw is a person get up and try to play victim. You see people that I stopped going on their panels. I stayed to myself. I moved differently. Nobody controls me. And nobody can control how the hell somebody sees me. Because when y'all looking at other people, y'all are seeing what they want you to see. But when you look at me, you see it is what it is. I am what you get. And I'm not going to get up here and play that step and fetch game that some of these Negroes play. tugging at y'all fucking heartstring to make y'all feel guilty and make y'all go, oh, and feel so sorry. How the fuck am I gonna be up, feel some type of way when about, okay, see, that's me coming for somebody, and I'm not trying to do that. But it's amazing that people sitting here talking about how I react, and I ain't never gave a fuck how nobody else reacted to somebody. Never. I give a damn about somebody reacted to somebody. That's y'all. The fuck does that have to do with me? I'm not gonna do that to you, so I wouldn't worry about you doing it. How do you react to somebody that's doing some bullshit? Y'all going by a motherfucking video. Y'all don't know what the fuck has happened behind the scene, and it ain't my motherfucking problem to tell y'all. What? That ain't one just that. It was a lot of shit, but people so quick to jump on one motherfucking thing, thinking they know every motherfucking thing, and don't know a damn thing. Y'all don't even know her. And evidently, you motherfuckers don't know me either. Because if you think I gave a fuck, I'm talking about people that you really thought was ride or die.
And I'm trying to figure out why is it okay for everybody to poke you, but as soon as you react, oh, now I'm the motherfucking problem. Now I'm the goddamn issue. No, you should have just left me the fuck alone and just left me where the fuck I was at. That's what you should have did. Now, bitch, you had to feel this. And I'm trying to figure out.
Come on, let me play that one more time for y'all.
And I'm trying to figure out why is it okay for everybody to poke you, but as soon as you react, oh, now I'm the motherfucking problem. Now I'm the goddamn issue. No, you should have just left me the fuck alone and just left me where the fuck I was at. That's what you should have did. Now, bitch, you had to feel this. And I'm trying to figure.
Why is it people can poke the motherfucking bear? Poke. And I say, leave me alone. I say, stop doing video. I say, shut the fuck up. And when I motherfucker react, you bitches want to make me the motherfucking problem. Get the fuck out of here. That's the shit. I hate weak bitches. Take account of motherfucking ability. I said leave me the fuck alone. Stop doing the motherfucking video. I don't care if I've known your ass 3 seconds or 30 motherfucking years. Leave me the fuck alone. Stop fucking with me. Stop poking the motherfucking bear, and your ass wouldn't have been cussed the fuck out, and half you motherfucker wouldn't be sitting here feeling sorry, fucking stroking her goddamn wounded ass. Y'all just setting up for the next time, because somebody else don't get that ass together. Shut that motherfucking mouth sometime. Stop coming for people knowing you can't handle it. The fuck is y'all expect? You gonna turn around and I'm the bad motherfucker. I'll be that bad guy. I'll be that bad bitch. Leave me the fuck alone though. I'll be that bad bitch. I'll be that one. I'll be that one. Y'all sitting here trying to tell somebody how the fuck they should respond to somebody. Don't get mad at the fact. Get mad at the cause. Don't get mad at the reaction. Get mad at the action. Because if you stop the action, then you wouldn't get the reaction. And it kills me. Y'all said, oh, he just went so hard. You motherfucker right. I don't do anything. So I did go hard. The fuck why you do it if you ain't gonna go and let a bitch have it? But for y'all to be sitting up, oh, see, man, he was so hard and I can't believe it. Fuck it. Believe it. That ain't nothing new. I ain't being no different than what I've always been. Why the fuck are y'all shocked? Why the fuck are y'all shocked? First of all, why the fuck are y'all shocked that I responded? Instead of y'all telling her, hey, you shouldn't have never did the video, you motherfuckers want to come towards me. I ain't heard none one of you motherfuckers say, well, the girl didn't have to do the video. And if y'all don't give a fuck about her doing the video, don't give a fuck about me doing one. How the fuck y'all gonna try be hard on one side and not the other? That's the point I don't understand. Not that I give a fuck. Because whatever any of you motherfuckers say ain't gonna stop me from doing and feeling the way I feel. Don't do no motherfucking videos on me, and that I won't. If I care about motherfuckers that I've shown love to. Oh, she visits you in the hospital. You know what? See, y'all didn't even know the behind the scenes of that. When she came in and brought the chicken the second time, because the first time I bought me and her some damn chicken. The second time when she came in there and she went live, and I asked her not to go live in my hospital room. And she was on it, kept saying, oh yeah, I done snuck him some chicken up in here. And I say, and I kept looking at her like, you doing too much. Because I know how people why. What if they had to call the hospital and said that? That's how naive she be. And that pissed me off. But I didn't say nothing to you motherfuckers because it wasn't your business. But I was highly upset with her because she took that moment to go live on her channel while she was in there and telling my business. But see, I spared my own feelings. I mean, to spare her feelings, I pulled my own in. And I was pissed that she went live in my damn hospital room. I was pissed that she was on there on her channel. Talking about, yeah, I snuck him some chicken up in here. And that was dumb as hell to do that. But did I come on here and say any motherfucking thing about that to y'all? No. It's a lot of behind the scenes shit that y'all didn't know that I've had to check her about. But y'all thinking it's just me coming out. Kiss my motherfucking ass. That's the shit that pisses me off. That motherfuckers think they know so much. Get a little snippet of something and want to get on this motherfucker and spew all this dumb ass shit. Just dumb. Y'all don't know them. Oh, I feel so bad. Y'all should feel bad for yourself for being so stupid and gullible to believe some bullshit. Okay, where was I at? But let me play this one more time because people get so mad.
And I'm trying to figure out why is it okay for everybody to poke you, but as soon as you react, oh, now I'm the motherfucking problem. Now I'm the goddamn issue. No, you should have just left me the fuck alone and just left me where the fuck I was at. That's what you should have did. Now, bitch, you about to feel this. And I'm trying to figure.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. When I dropped, and if that bothered you, you should have just left me the fuck alone. Oh, my mama said, okay, see, I don't understand why people saying you were saying personal things when everyone says on their channel is personal. Come on. People don't tell me what the fuck I'm going to say. When she was sitting there talking about, I came to visit you in the hospital, I brought you chicken, I had crossword, that was motherfucking personal to me. Michael then threw me under the bus. He ain't did nothing for me. That was personal to me. Y'all don't tell me what the fuck bothers me and don't bother me. It wasn't personal about y'all asses. How many times have people got on here and said some personal shit about people? I didn't lie about a motherfucking thing. It was personal to me when the bitch did a motherfucking video on me. That was personal. When a phone call could have been made. So how the hell are y'all gonna tell me how and when I should react? That was personal. Y'all can talk. Oh, what is so different than her than with somebody else? Let me tell y'all. I've known that girl 30 some years. I met her mama twice in them 30 some years. She met my mama maybe twice in them 30 some years. Y'all know me. Y'all know as much as I hang around my mama. For her to only see her twice, do y'all think that I hung around her like that? I never met her motherfucking brother. I never been to a family function with her. Neither has, I don't know her like that. So if y'all taking it back, oh, they known each other so long, get that out your motherfucking head. It wasn't a relationship like that. Stop it. My mama don't even remember her. Wouldn't remember her. And y'all know how me and my mama is. So for my mama could not tell you who Queen the Queen is. Well, you know what? Maybe she could because me and my mother did when Queen the Queen lost her mother. After I sat up there with her 3 hours, nobody asked me to. Out there, see, stop thinking that friendship was one motherfucking sided. Maybe it was a time when Queen the Queen was at work, and I just stopped by and took her pop, just her favorite kind of motherfucking pop, because she worked downtown. But I didn't bring that shit up. Took a lunch. Then I say, called and say, come get you some lasagna. Invited her over for Thanksgiving dinner. Get the fuck out of here, y'all. But yeah, my mother and her mother never met. But me and my mama did go when her mother passed away. We did go and look at her picture that was out on Belle Isle, and we sat there and I told my mama how glad I was to still have her here. But stop thinking that this motherfucking relationship was one motherfucking sided. Like I'm just this bad person. I did just as much for her ass as she did. I did a show for her that y'all all saw. And she came in and said, oh, you know what? People made up false fake tickets and I didn't get paid for it. I didn't get on here and say nothing. Never said a word. But we weren't talking about all that. So you motherfuckers don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. If I was such a bad person. But people get fed up and you get tired of the bullshit. And I was tired of the bullshit. Stop poking the motherfucking bear. And then getting upset when somebody has something to say about it. Come on, somebody.
People hate accountability, y'all. They'll rewrite the whole story just to avoid telling the truth about what they did. The guilty never remember, they just change the version of the events conveniently. Let them hold their grudge. I'm holding my peace, and that's way more of a blessing.
Did y'all hear that? Listen to this again. This is powerful. People will change the whole story. And then you'll have some dumbass people that believe it.
People hate accountability, y'all. They'll rewrite the whole story just to avoid telling the truth about what they did. The guilty never remember, they just change the version of the events conveniently. Let them hold their grudge. I'm holding my peace, and that's way more of a blessing.
I was holding my peace. That's why I dropped them down. That's why I just said I'm not going to deal with it. I was holding my peace. It is hilarious that you people can just see whatever side it is. Thank God for the people that really rock with me and really ride for me. They know me. They see it. Ain't nobody taking it personal about me going at somebody that's coming for me. The same motherfuckers that went at the people running back to. I don't run back to nobody. You only got, I'll give you maybe twice to come for me. It's a wrap after that. There's nothing else we can ever need to say to each other. I guess it's okay for you to talk about the people they don't like. Yeah, it's okay for me to talk about somebody if they don't like them. But if you like somebody, then you can't talk about them. Y'all got me fucked up. I went personal as hell on Anaya. I didn't see nobody having a motherfucking problem with that. Oh, people loved it when I talked about Anaya's ass. But you know why I talked about Anaya? When she did a video on me, I talked about her. So how the fuck? Y'all can't select and choose who I can talk about, when I should talk about, and how I should talk about them. When I was talking about Coco, didn't nobody have a problem. What the fuck is the difference? I can't stand disloyal ass people. And she was disloyal when she did that motherfucking video instead of calling me. Period. I'm not getting it.
People hate accountability, y'all. They'll rewrite the whole story. I got enough sense to know everybody don't like me, and I hope they got enough sense to know I don't care. Everybody ain't supposed to like you. Purpose don't come with popularity. What they think about you is none of your business, and definitely none of your burden. I got enough sense to...
Yeah, let me play that one more time.
I got enough sense to know everybody don't like me, and I hope they got enough sense to know I don't care. Everybody ain't supposed to like you. Purpose don't come with popularity. What they think about you is none of your business, and definitely none of your burden. I got enough sense to...
You know, there's a lot of people that will act like they like you. There's a lot, and I'm good. I can play the game. But I'm going to tell you this, and I've always been this person. I cannot, it's not going to make me lose any sleep. I don't sit back and will say, oh, I want to do so-and-so like me. Oh my God, well, what am I going to think? Well, what are they going to think about this? That's not what I do. Now, if I'm right out and out wrong in my own eyes, then you have a right to your opinion. You can even come in my chat and say, well, see, man, I didn't think that, that was... But all this behind the back making video, all that bullshit. Talk to the hand. Talk to the motherfucking hand. A lot of people want to make the shit personal. This is YouTube. Ain't shit personal on here. Not to me. My mama says, when you talked about true personal shit, they didn't have a problem. Instead, they did it themselves. That is what I'm saying. Now everybody got a moral compass. Now everybody have a motherfucking moral compass. Oh, well, she didn't do what Truth did. Y'all don't know what the fuck she did. Did any of y'all even ask? Did any of y'all even consider to ask why? A lot of y'all motherfuckers will just jump on a bandwagon and here's another cause. Hey, Brandy. Hey, Michael Chet. Mike, don't let the devil bring you back. You've been doing too good. I'm still doing good. I am just, a couple of people that called me and was like, I'm still doing good. It's just, a lot of times when you let shit go too long, you have to address it. And I don't want anybody to think that was just it when I dropped her down, that was just the thing. There was a lot of things building up to that moment. I didn't come on here and say that to y'all. because I was a loyal friend and I didn't express that to anybody. So when I saw a person turn around and get on there and say all of that when I had already held back so much, I'm tired of people doing that. I'm tired of people trying to make me out as a bad guy when all they had to do was shut the fuck up. Or if you're gonna get up here, tell the truth. Well, this is why CMA is frustrated with me. I did this, and that he warned me about. Especially when somebody gets on here and try to make a friendship seem one-sided, like they did everything and they was just so nice. And no, it wasn't like that. But you motherfuckers so quick to jump on board. Ain't that motherfucker called me to ask me, especially you motherfuckers I fuck with. They ain't called me to ask me. Well, maybe one. And I called them. I ain't seen that person say, well, girl, you know CMA, don't fuck with him. Don't fuck with CMA. If you step on my foot and I slap the shit out of you, am I wrong? Because well, they only stepped on your shoe. Well, you shouldn't have stepped on my shoe at all. Don't nobody tell you how to react. And I don't need permission from no motherfucking body. Do what y'all been doing. If you don't like it, don't come over here. Don't watch. But my thing is this. What, that's what I told people, do not tell me what somebody said. Because if they gonna say it somewhere else and can't come over here and say it, then I don't need to know motherfucking hear it. I'm not gonna listen to rhetoric and bullshit. People mad about something that ain't got shit to do with them. I'm not gonna argue with. I'm not gonna check this pepper and then everybody else too. No, that don't make sense. Y'all check yourselves, cause you talking on deaf ears here. I said what I said and I stand on it, and I meant it. I ain't gotta go down the line and tell y'all every fucking thing that she done did to me. That ain't me. She know what the fuck she did. Brandon say new season, everyone don't need to come with you. Fuck them and move. Exactly, and that's my thing. And so this is for the people that have reached out to me. And I'm so it's I and naming names of who they saw over there, and I just can't believe it. Listen, it's okay. It's okay. I'm good. I'm good. They don't stop no show. I'm still gonna be doing what I'm doing. I'm still gonna be Michael Allen, CMA. I'm not gonna be phony. I'm not gonna be different. I'm not one of those people that will be on here sugarcoat some shit. Hold on, y'all. Oh, hold on, y'all. Come on, we gotta keep it real. Somebody, look, they were mentioning the name. Somebody mentioned Jab 39. I have not seen Jab 39, and I don't know when. And that is the part that's funny. For Jab 39 to have so much say from whatever they said. They said the paragraph was so. I said, don't tell me though. But the fact that I know Jab 39 ain't came over here and said nothing to me. So how does that affect me? It doesn't. I'm not going to be mad at nobody. Don't come or I ain't seen in a minute. That's the part where I think people don't get it. How the fuck am I gonna be mad at somebody? I forgot Jab all about Jab 39. Wait, my mama say, who the hell is that? Hey, see what I'm saying? Mama, you always over here and you don't know who that is. Jab 39 is the one that would come over here and tell me what somebody said, would always give me little information, but I ain't seen her in so long. I forgot about her until somebody said the name. Said, oh yeah, she was over there with a whole paragraph or something. I said, well, I wouldn't even read it because it would have been too long for me. I said, but she ain't been over here. So what difference does that make to me? Somebody said, oh my God, they mentioned Scorpio Mama. I said this. I am not. First of all, see, I'm not sugarcoating anything. When somebody tell me to stick a wrench up my ass, and I said, hey, yeah, Brandy, yes, you can, Brandy. When she said stick that wrench up my ass, and people got said, well, you have to understand. No, I don't have to understand anything because at some point, there was a lot of little digs, and I just said, hey, I'm good on that. I'm good on that. People can keep dealing with the bullshit, but I won't. And I ain't mad at her. I just refuse not to do that. Um, I'm gonna play this one last thing too. Let me sip it down. Let's listen to this. This is to sum up how I feel all in a nutshell.
I don't give a fuck if you like me or not. At one point you counted on me, and I was there for you. So now you're pissed because I'm no longer showing up for you. You only have yourself to thank for that. So if I cut you off, you handed me the scissors. I don't give...
Come on, let me do this one more time. Let me play that one more time. Hey, Brandon, let me play this one more time. Hold on.
I don't give a fuck if you like me or not. At one point you counted on me, and I was there for you. So now you're pissed because I'm no longer showing up for you. You only have yourself to thank for that. So if I cut you off, you handed me the scissors. I don't give...
Good, you little badass little fucker. Move out of the way. I can't believe you did. Oh, Mike, hey.
Hey, what's going on, girl?
Nothing, me sitting here cussing out my damn puppy. He done found tissue and ripped it up all over the place. I'm like, he's like a new child. I'm just like, oh,
I
Lord.
thought you was talking to a human being.
Oh, no. Well, he is my little new human being that I be talking to. I talk to him like I talk to my kids. He a part of the family. But Mike, what I wanted to sit there and say is you have been doing so good. Like, don't let these people draw you back into that spot. You know, you work too hard to get out of it. Don't give them that satisfaction of knowing that they were able to take you back into a place that you worked too hard to get away from.
Oh, listen to this. No, it's not that. But for my people, a lot of people, when you have people say, well, what happened? What happened? Yes, I'm going to explain it to my people that I care about. And like my mama said this so good, for the life of me, how the hell your friend talking about what you said about your friend, they learned about through you. Exactly. That, a lot of people's like, well, how is people that you introduced her to coming for you? And I had to tell them, it's all good because most of them people aren't over here anyway, really anyway.
And then you also got to remember, obviously, if that's supposed to have been your friend, she was never your friend.
Exactly.
Friends don't carry bones to other people.
Or the people that decided that, you know what, let me talk about him because of her. That me and her has nothing to do with nobody else. I didn't tell all this shit up behind the scenes with her. So that is the part. But I just want my people to know it's all good. Whoever's supposed to be here will be here, and who's not supposed to be here won't. Whoever wants to do videos, let them do the video, but they won't be a part of my life. I
And
I
then
don't have.
also remember, Mike, you can't give people energy enough to sit there and do that. If they do a video, fuck them. Let them do a video. But as long as you're entertaining it, you're giving them that energy to feel like they can keep doing it.
No,
Because
like I
they
said,
waiting for a response.
like I said, the only I can't respond to something I ain't seen. Number one, I can't even respond to it. But I am just letting my people know that said, hey, I can't believe that it's all good. It's all good. Don't worry about it. We good. We are good. That does not define us. I am who I am. I gotta be me. If people don't like it, they don't like it. That's why in my title you see I've had friendships, 3 friendships over 40 years. Never had a problem. I'm only loyal to who's loyal to me. I give back what I get, or I walk away from bullshit that's jeopardizing my peace. You know, you can't poke the bear and then be surprised when the bear growl at you. Go ahead, Brandon. What you say?
No, you're definitely you're completely right about that. But when it comes to that situation with I haven't sat there and really been paying attention to the videos all like that. Every time I get on, you either peaceful or you cussing her ass out. So I really haven't been over to her channel to like see what she has.
No. I'm not cussing her out. Listen, I have done so many other
No,
videos
I'm
about
not
that.
sitting there saying you cussing her out like you digging in her ass. No, you're letting her know how you feel. So you're pretty much cussing her out. Like, because when I tell a person how I fucking feel about shit, I'm cussing you the fuck out. Like, you know what I'm sitting there saying? I'm not saying that you're out here belligerent and dragging her for filth. No, you're not doing that. You're letting her know.
Brandon, I'm over her. It's not even about her. She didn't people these holes out here. I really wasn't even addressing that. I really wasn't. But you know, when people go, do they see what I see? It's when people don't see the whole story or know the whole story. That is the part. So for me to even and I probably have given it a little too much more energy than it needed. But then that's me. Sometimes I feel better getting it out.
No, it's better out than in. Ain't that what they always say? It's better out than in.
Yeah.
You know, so I understand that. I was just sitting there saying, you know, I don't know the whole situation on with everything that's going on. I just want you to sit there and become and stay that calm person that I've been liking you to be over these last couple months. And I don't want you to let any of these people on this internet take you out of the element that you work so hard to get to.
Right. Well, you know, I got astro class after this. So after because I go to my astro class. No, just
Bro, I'll crack it up. I'll crack it up. I know I'm gonna beat your ass if you keep fucking with my pillow. This look, I'm sitting here. They probably sitting there like somebody gonna make a clip and be like, "Oh, she was on the panel cussing her damn kids out." No, I'm cussing my goddamn puppy out for everybody that's that.
They gonna have animal control on the panel and everything.
Look, you know, half animal. Look, my dog is licensed. He's a licensed animal. I take good care of him, but I will cuss him out like I will cuss my full-grown kids the fuck out. Like, let's not get it twisted at the end of the day. But I like to hear you laugh and stuff. I don't want you to sit there and keep talking about all this bullshit. Fuck everybody that's coming and bringing you bones about what another person talking about. Man, fuck it. If they sitting there coming over and telling you what another motherfucker sitting there saying, they don't give a fuck about you anyway.
No, it's not bones. People are genuinely concerned. And you know, the 4C gang has a bad rap that we're this hardcore people. We let people have it. 4C gang, they know bullshit when they smell it. That's all that is. It is nothing wrong. And they don't let you have it. What they do is they question it. And if they question you about something, that's not letting you have it because I asked you a question. Your shit don't seem right. And so now I want to know, hey, this don't seem right. Now you're mad and, ooh, we came for you, we let you have it. Well, don't bring the bullshit over here. Period. I love my core.
That's why I love sitting over here in your chat when I come over because, yes, I love the fact that I don't have to sit there and worry about trolls and weird people over here starting
Yeah.
stuff. That's why I love sitting in your chat because I don't have to sit there and see that, you know. And one thing about it is I go through enough in day-to-day life like a lot of people on this app do. We go to stuff day-to-day in life. So I don't understand why people choose to get on the app and start a whole bunch of bullshit when you already going through bullshit in your life day-to-day.
Listen, I sit on here daily and talk about, you know, my foot has not healed yet. And I'm in a constant pain. I'm trying not to take the pills as much. So I've been going just straight up dealing with the pain. And I worry, you know, when I go back, right now my foot is tingling like hell.
And that's how it be.
And so, but you know, sometimes, you know, I have enough in real life to worry about what people think about what I did to Queen of Queen. Period.
When it comes to that, I don't want to sit there and step out of my place when I sit there and say this. But when the relationship that y'all sat there and said that y'all had, like she came to the hospital and visit you, and you know, y'all sat there and talked, and y'all was like, we knew each other for over 30 years. And for how all this is playing out right now, it just seems like at the end of the day, she wasn't your friend, because if you had a 30-year friendship, you ain't gonna be on the internet talking shit about somebody that you could go to their house or to wherever they at, obviously, and talk to them about it and not put it on the internet.
Exactly, and that was my point. And it wasn't just that. So, and it was more so, you know, like I said, when that video was done, and I even tried to call her first before I even did my video, and no answer. And so. And see, a lot of people don't know that even when the brother and all of that, and from the stories that I know, and yes, I said some shit because of the shit that was done that none of y'all know nothing about. That wasn't a real motherfucking friend that did a video, period. I don't give a fuck what was said. Nothing should have been said about me on a video, period, if you were so-called my friend like that. And I don't give a damn what nobody else thinks.
No, you know what? CMA, I 1,000% agree with you on that. Because if we friends like this, then why the fuck are you on the internet when you got my phone number? You can find out where the fuck I am and talk to me, and we could do this shit face to face. But for you to go that on and do that shit on the internet, that means that you did that shit not because you was my friend, but you did that shit because you wanted to sit there and get a whole bunch of other motherfuckers riled up. Because at the end of the day, let's be completely honest, CMA. As much as I fucking love you and fuck with you, there's a lot of people that don't do that with you. You know what I'm saying? So as you being my friend, why would you come up here knowing that I got motherfuckers that don't fuck with me like that to give them something to talk about?
Hey, that was the whole purpose. I said, don't give that to them on there, and I dropped her down because of that. But she couldn't nobody go fuck with her that didn't want to go any damn way. So if they supposed to be over there. If y'all with her, then you supposed to be the fuck over there. I don't give a fuck. Do you know how many people have came and gone? But you know how many core people have stayed here and rocked with me through it all? And I'm not looking for that. Baby, it can be two people over here. I'm still going to do me.
Yeah, because I'm not even going to lie to you. You sat there and you was the one that sat there and was pushing her channel out. And I sat there and started going over there when I had time, you know, to see what she was talking about. And I definitely did like her commentary. But one thing I can sit there and say is I'm not going to say she's a bad person or anything like that. It's just like the way that she did you. And I watched that and I looked at that. I don't get down with people that do shit like that to people they call their friends, especially after 30 years.
Exactly. And then my thing was this: I never said CMA ain't did nothing for me. I had a channel for all, and so that's the part that kills me when people do that. So now you playing with my intelligence. You were the one that was on here talking about how long we've known each other for the longest. But the problem, not only that, and see, people don't know the behind the scenes. When I stepped back and said I'm not taking up anymore, I don't have anything to say. When she was asking me, well, you need to do a video and tell them how long we've known each other because you didn't have my back. I said, I can't have your back. I didn't get on here and say, oh, she sounds stupid as fuck and I'm not fucking with her no more. I just stopped doing it. But because I did that, I get a video on me, and people. Now, I would have been a bad motherfucker if I had got on here and say, I'm not fucking with Queen because she acting stupid. She going places that she don't need to go. She blah, blah, blah. I didn't do any of that. I just stopped fucking taking up for her. And then everybody looked at me like, oh, he didn't have her back. Y'all don't know what the fuck I stopped for.
I wouldn't sit there and say I didn't look at it like that. I look at it like this. If you're sitting up here and CMA hollers you out for him to help you start your platform, there's no reason why he should go in hard like that to build your platform, because now it's up to you to build your platform. It shouldn't matter how long you knew somebody else that had a platform before you. It's about how you handle your platform to make it as big as you need to make it. You know, you can't depend on other people as a backbone. And you're not, at the end of the day, we all know you ain't married to her. You ain't married no woman at the end of the day.
No, I'm
so
not
it
from
ain't like
Nigeria.
you're her husband.
I live in USA, not Nigeria. I'm not married to her.
So it's not like you her husband and you had to sit there and be 110% behind her. What you did is you gave her the tools to make it work, and it was up to her to sit there and keep it on. But for her to blame on, like try to put it on you or try to use you as somebody that was supposed to do this and was supposed to do that, that right there is delusional.
Nothing is this. She said I did nothing at all to help her. I did a lot to help her. Behind the scenes, I never threw that in her face. Even when people said she was cloud chasing, you know, I have a couple of videos when she got up there and I had to say, hey, can you hear me talking? She would take over. She talks so much. But then I always say, nobody gives her a chance to talk. And people say that, you know what? That's why I stay on my own motherfucking panel, because I can say what I want to say. But now, listen to what my mama said. She said, exactly, Brandy. But from what I've learned is that I might have talked to Mike more than she did. And you know what, Mama? You're right. We talked more than me and her.
Mm-hmm. Like, and I don't know. I'm telling you, Mike, I swear, and I sit there and I say this till this day, 5 years after the fact, a lot of motherfuckers got fucked up from this pandemic, and they done came out fucking extra stupid, because it's just like, what the fuck are you? What is wrong with you? Like, I don't know what it is, but these pandemic people, I ain't talking about pandemic, I'm talking about these pandemic grown ass people. There is really something wrong with these people nowadays. Like, we got more spree shootings and all that other stuff. We got females and males acting like how she's sitting there acting. It's just like, damn, where you at? Was this in you all the time and it took you to be locked up for a little bit for it to just really come out and explode like this? Like, pandemic motherfuckers right now, because that's what I call everybody. You a pandemic motherfucker, ain't you? Because only a pandemic motherfucker would think and do the shit that you do.
Well, I would say this, you know, and this is not for all church folk. If the shoe fit, wear it. But I'll say this. Some people are mentally touched in their head. And mental. And you have a lot of people that are into church and really into church like that, because in real life, they don't have that. They have been an outcast, or they don't feel like they're cute enough, or men have done them wrong, or family ain't like it's supposed to be. And so they lean on other things, and they lean on God real heavy, and they lose reality. I mean, true reality. Because there's been some things that have been done, and I'm like, is shit for real?
It's the pandemic. I'm telling you, them are pandemic people. Like, you
that was their way before the pandemic.
You got to think about it like Mike. At the end of the day, okay, you might have known her before the pandemic because she said it was 30 years. She probably didn't seem that she was this type of way or acted this type of way. But after the pandemic and you came around her again, you see the change has happened. Them is pandemic people.
But, you know, we really didn't hang around each other. That's what I be trying to tell people. She may call me and say, hey, I have a show that I want you to do. Other than that, we didn't talk to each other every day. That wasn't hey, what you doing? Hey, let's go have lunch. That was not it. When she came on YouTube, I said, whatever you need, I got you. Which I wish I had never done that. I should have just stayed in my lane, because every time I reach out and help somebody, it turned around to bite me in the motherfucking ass.
Mike, don't be that way. Don't sit there and start being that way, because you know some people didn't sit there and appreciate that, but then you might sit there and come across other people that will appreciate that. God is going to always sit there and bless you for you helping. You know, sometimes you always going to come across a couple bad apples, but don't let that bad apple sit there and spoil the whole bundle for you.
Well, I will say this: the Happy Wife Life has always, the Happy Wife Life, Hood Edition News, Cooper's Kitchen, all of them always say, "Hey, I thank you. I thank you because for helping and loving on this channel." Maymay's, I mean not Maymay's, but it's a lot. You know, I can't remember. But it's a lot of them that still reach out to me and DM me and say thank you. So it is a lot that the good outweigh the bad. It's those ones. You know, these are the ones that are really the problem when they will go anywhere to where they think they can get to the next level. When they idolize people that have a whole lot of subscribers. Oh, you know, all of this. You can see the clout chasing. You can see the
envy. The envy.
Look, can this person take me to the next level? Instead of saying the next level is in me. The next level is in you. It's not with who you with. The next level is in you.
But look, peak game, Mike. Peak game. Peep how you been. You've been sitting there doing this YouTube stuff for how long? You ain't never shift or change on any fucking body, and you still doing it big. At the end of the day, that's why everybody that shift and change on you and switch and think that they're making a better decision, they flop. You see what I'm saying?
Say that.
God sit there and get everybody back. At the end of the day, you ain't never have to change your motion. You just kept it moving and you changed while you grew. That's how you changed your channel. You changed your channel as you grew. Not to change your channel for clout and what's going on this person's channel. You never did that. But everybody that sat there and came across you to sit there and have you help them change their channel. And then they sit there and go with another motherfucker. Their channel is dormant. Dead. At the end of the day, while you still flourishing. So at the end of the day, you still winning out. Come on now, don't forget that, Mike. You still beating, you still winning out. That's why you don't need to entertain them peasants. At the end of the day, I heard you sitting there playing my girl Cardi B. Look, at the end of the day, that's your song right there.
I've been feeling like a bad bitch all goddamn day. And if you ain't running with me, then you're a bitch in the way.
Yes. At the end of the day, like that's why I'm sitting there trying to tell you, like, man, don't get agitated. Don't sit there and pay any of them motherfuckers any type of attention. Let them bitches sit there and dwell in the fucking bed that they sat there and fucking made. Let them lay in it. Let them roll the fuck around in that shit, and you keep moving because you the one still growing. And then now they decline. They declining as much as they want, and they thinking that they getting up there. They're declining.
Look, I just happened to Tiffany, that's Cooper's Kitchen. I just happened to mention your name. She said Mike has always stayed the same, never switched up. Period. And I know that, and I can stand in that truth, and I know that. And I get it. It's so hilarious though how people would try to change the narrative. And I laugh about it, like, okay, I'll be that bad guy, but I'm gonna still be who I am. I'm that same person from day one to right now. I'm never gonna change. But what I will not do is address people that don't make no damn sense. I'm not no videos. I'm not watching them. But I will address a person that I consider a friend, not as close as what everybody think. That's why I think most people have but they've known each other this long and they so close. No, we weren't like that. And if we were, then she would have never done that video, dummies. Don't that make sense?
No, that's like you sitting there saying that this been my brother all my life, and then he do some fucked up shit. At the end of the day, sometimes blood don't make you blood. You know what I'm sitting there saying? Just like sometimes water don't make you blood either. Water is water, and water is going to be like that. Everybody, just because they come in your face and they smile, doesn't mean that they a friend of you. Sometimes the enemy come and smile in your face and eat at your fucking table, when meanwhile they plotting on how to get you.
But look, this is what I say right here. Listen to this.
They did all that hating and gossiping about you and still couldn't stop nothing. No thing
That part.
That part.
That part.
All that hating, all of this rhetoric and conversation about little old me, and it ain't
Look,
did a
Mike,
thing.
real quick question. I know you know the way to say this the right way because I've been trying to think about how to say this. I'm like, I can't remember how my mom used to sit there and say it, but it's like, my friend of my enemy is a friend. I'm putting that all mixed up because there's the correct way to say that.
You know what? I've heard that, but I got to think about that. That's a little bit before my time, but I know what you're talking about.
Yes, I've been trying to sit there and think about how that saying goes because I'm like, yeah, this is how people are right now. And I'm so sorry that I did
But
miss that
we
laugh that
also
you
right
did.
here.
Toxic people will do you dirty and then try to convince people that you're the problem. That's why they're toxic, and that's
true.
People will do you dirty, and then
That's
try to
true.
convince other people that you did them dirty. And if we can't get that half of one other, then let's give her a round of applause because she got some of these stupid people to believe in her. My mama say, right, Brandy, if you take them out of the pandemic, you get panic. If you take them out of the pandemic, you get panic, which means hysteria, fear, and anxiety. Okay?
Yes. I'm telling you, look, Mama Tara sit there and know like these people nowadays, they're fucking pandemic adults. Like they went through traumatic experiences through this shit to the point where they came out all the way fucked up. Like they coming out doing spree shootings and extra shit. You got kids beating up moms and their kids together. And Mike, that's what I was sitting there trying to say. I'm so upset that I missed your live that you did about the mom in Chicago. How did that go? Can I get a recap from you?
Oh, it was so good. It was so good. Yeah, we could change up the monotony a little bit. Anyway, let me just play this one more time and then we'll talk about that. Hold on.
Okay.
And I'm trying to figure out why is it okay for everybody to poke you, but as soon as you react, oh, now I'm the motherfucking problem. Now I'm the goddamn issue. No, you should have just left me the fuck alone and just left me where the fuck I was at. That's what you should have did. Now, bitch, you had to feel this. And I'm trying to figure out.
Okay, I just had to
That
put it.
fucking part, Mike. I love that. I need that clip. I love that. Like when I was sitting here being quiet and leaving y'all bitches alone, y'all came and fuck with me, and now you mad because I'm biting y'all asses the fuck back.
I'm the problem. Oh, he crazy. He shouldn't have did that. Leave me the fuck alone.
That
That's
part.
all I would say in a nutshell. That is where I'm at. I will not apologize for finally saying, look, shut the fuck up, leave me alone. Leave me the fuck alone. Period.
You know what, Mike, how you handled this situation, to be completely honest with you, like for real, I don't think you have anything that you need to apologize about because you have been doing your own thing and you have been telling everybody periodically, like, just leave me the fuck alone. I'm over here trying to do a change. I'm over here trying to do this and that. You've been sitting there saying that. So at the end of the day, people poking the beer, I can't get mad and I can't sit there and really say too much about you when you sitting there snapping the fuck back because that's what the fuck I would do.
And then, okay, and then we're going to talk about the Chicago thing. But then you had people say, well, she didn't go as hard on you like you went on her. You said personal stuff. My thing is this. You don't tell nobody how to fight.
I was about to sit there and say, you can't tell nobody how to sit there and stop from feeling the type of way when a person doing the shit that they doing.
Exactly. And I stand by it. And if anybody's heard by that my bad, but I stand by that. But you cannot tell me how to feel about what's up. You know, somebody may say bitch, and it may not bother me, but it'll hurt the hell out of somebody else. I cannot tell anybody how to feel with that. But I knew from it coming from her, then I said, you know, I had a problem. And it wasn't just that. The fact that she even did a video, but I wanted her to stop doing it. And I
Pretty much,
paid.
like Mike, that's like everybody sitting there saying, "Oh, they're gonna fight," and that person come to the fight with a knife, and then the other person come to the fight with a gun. Why are you mad because that motherfucker came with a gun and that nigga came to the fucking fight with a knife? You can't tell nobody how to sit there and respond back to a motherfucker that they feel is talking shit or threatening them.
Exactly. And I'm not gonna go to a motherfucker that I know tongue as sharp as a motherfucker and do a video and expect for him to take it easy on me.
Look, Mike, at the end of the day, I'm a plain example. I told you, cuz, look, Mike, I love you to the fullest, but if I make you mad, we need to sit there and talk about this because I do not need you to sit there and haul my ass out here for fucking filth. I can't read a motherfucker like you. Fuck out of here.
But if people want me to curtail that, then you don't want me to be me. And I got to be me.
Mike, look, at the end of the day, on some real shit, if you ever felt some type of way about me before I even think that you gonna feel that type of way, I'm gonna have you sit there and write me back some shit. That way, you ain't even gonna know that I'm gonna use your own shit on you. Like, yeah, cuz, yeah.
But there won't be no reason because, see, there's people that I've never gotten into it with. There's people on the 14 game, we've never had a problem. I've never did a video on them. You know why? Because I'm not a person that just goes off on anybody. It has to be a reason. And I can talk about it before. Look, if you did something to me, Brandy, I could DM you. I could find out and go, look, this wasn't cool. I wouldn't have to do that here because it wouldn't be that serious. I don't get off on going off on people. But when I come out and say, hey, you doing that video wasn't cool, and then you continue to do it, so now you're not listening to me. You're playing me in my face. You think I'm a punk. And now I have to shut you the fuck up. But why
that's respectable. That's definitely respectable because CMA, I told you, I've been around since who was that? Joy. Was that her name? Joy Cooking with Joy or something?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, I've been around since then. I just never dropped down in your chat a lot because back then you had a lot of shit going on, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
But I've been watching you for a long time. That's why I sit there and always tell you, I see your improvement. I see your growth. Like, you came a long way. Please believe you, me, CMA. And I fucked with you heavy. You came a long way.
Look,
like, you're one saying literally, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I have a bottle of Rock Town. And if anybody know the history of that Rock Town, I haven't even opened it. Because they know that Rock Town, baby. I'm not in that mood. I'm not out here just trying to go the hell off on anybody. But I will be respected. I will not be played with. Leave me alone. And that part alone. So, but I get it. People have to team up with each other. No one person's just gonna come at me by themselves. So you have to come out and recruit people. And there's going to be some people that's going to fall off. There's going to be some people that you're going to win over. And that's good because if that's the case, then they weren't meant to be over here anyway. Period. I ain't mad about that. But it won't stop me. It will not stop me. I will always, I've been through a lot in these YouTube streets.
Mike, look, one thing that I'm proud of you about, because I think that it took you a minute to catch it, but I think you caught it. At the end of the day, if it take a group to come at you, they already was weak because it took too many to come at one person. So y'all weak. So I don't need to give y'all no response because y'all some weak ass bitches for y'all to have to group up to come at me as one fucking person by myself. And that's one thing about it. That's why I always sit there and tell anybody, oh, they jumped you? They did that? That's because they couldn't whoop your ass one-on-one. So you still won, regardless.
Exactly. Yeah, I got people taking up for her that didn't take up for me when it came to other shit. You get what I'm saying? That was quiet as mouses. And so that people that I'm cool with, and I'm like, wait, I didn't see anybody saying another person, and it's funny. But God reveals to you what needs to be revealed to you, period. Tiffany said, one thing for sure is just because might come a long way, he still will check a motherfucker. So don't get it twisted. He will know. He will not let nobody disrespect. Come on and listen. That's
that
my
part, that fucking part, and that's what I know about you. That's why I'm happy that you've been doing it the way you've been doing. But I don't want them to pull you outside and make you feel like you sitting there falling back into the street. Because, like I sat there and said, if it take a group of motherfuckers to come at you, bad ace fucking self, you already sat there and fucking won. Because obviously the one motherfucker couldn't handle you alone.
well look. People say, oh, the way you talked to baby, y'all ain't heard how I could have. That was nothing. The video, baby, that was a light video I did. Baby, I had one video I was gonna do. I had to regroup and say, damn, look, y'all dislike me for what I said about her then. Y'all would have hated me if I had to deal with what I really was gonna motherfucking do.
Well, I'm mad because I never even seen the video. I just know that y'all going back and forth. Like, I haven't been over there to watch her. I haven't sat there and really been able to have enough time to catch your videos, but I've been catching little pieces of it, and I'm like, oh man, they still going at it. You know what I'm sitting there saying? So I've been coming up with my own inquiry about what I've been listening to, and it hasn't been the full section.
And look, my mama, this is so to the point. If she would have answered Mike's phone call, none of this would have happened. Instead, she did a video. After she did the video, I called. No, and I wasn't even going to do a video.
And that's unrespectable.
And she knew I called her, and she chose not to answer. So that's why I said, since you want to do it on here, then let's do it on here.
And that right there shows you her intentions. Like right there, you do know how her intentions was, because that's unrespectable. Because if you knew, as me being your friend for over 30 years, and I'm calling you trying to sit there and work this out before it gets too deep, and you still chose not to answer me, but then you sat there and went live on me, then that shows me right there, that places me, and now I know where we both sit. That's how I feel. Like, now you know how I both sit. I just don't want her to be the one to bring you out here arguing over some dumb shit. Let her go over there and do what the fuck she gonna do, and you do what you doing, because you gonna prosper. Keep declining.
I knew it, and I said, you know what, this would not end. And I knew that where I could go, and I know that wasn't who she was, and I knew that she'd come out here and try to play that victim and all of that. And you know, for the most part, it worked for her. But the people that's with her are the people that weren't over here anyway. So it's still one of the laws. You know, baby, I ain't never got a sympathy vote from nobody. I ain't never had a sympathy. I ain't never had people fuck with me because of sympathy. I had people fuck with me because of my content, who I am, because I make them laugh and all of that. You know, it's a shame when people feel sorry for your ass or feel like somebody did you wrong when you really did yourself wrong. And that is why people in your corner ain't in your corner because they like the video you did. They ain't over there because, oh, I can't wait till she go live because I like the topic she talking about. So a lot of them people over there laughing because of how she got married. And I would say they laughed and talked. But taken up for her.
Well, at the end of the day, I don't know how many people will come over there to really watch that commentary when it comes to her and her husband, because Q does that. Q did that. Q been there, she did that, and anybody that ever watched Q, they already seen it, know the process and all that. So there's nothing that she could bring different to a dynamic besides different people that never watched that.
Look, you really must don't watch her channel because her husband's never really on there. It's just her talking.
Yeah, Mike, look, you obviously didn't listen to me. Remember, I told you I really don't watch her unless I get a little bit of chance, because I know that when y'all were cool, you sat there and said, everybody go subscribe to Queen the Queen. So I dropped in a couple times, but after y'all got into it, and I knew how the years was with y'all being friends and how this sector started playing out, that's some shit I don't fuck with, because at the end of the day, I would never do that to one of my fucking friends.
Let's 100. I never even said that. A lot of people said, I go over there because I subscribe because of you, but I don't like her channel. It's boring. I never said nothing. Never did I say any of that. That's why I would say I can send them to you, but you got to keep them. And so for people, you get through, because if you can't get people one way, then let them get sympathy. But why go against the person that was trying to help you? People that's have said her channel ain't nobody over there because of her commentary. when she's doing regular shit, look at who the people that's watching. Let me say, God will show you who for you and who against you. Let go and let God continue to fight your battle. Let God fight your battle because you will win. I didn't like her channel either. That's it.
No, wait a minute. Who just sat there and said that? Who was that? Because I can't see the chat. I'm not looking at the chat. Who said that?
That's Cooper's Kitchen, Tiffany.
Yes,
April.
and she's correct on that.
And then my mama said, I think she really wanted to bring the traffic to her channel. And yeah, I said a long time ago, she would be able to handle she wouldn't be able to handle one of Mike's real clapback. Yes, why you know that? If she would have answered, yeah, come on. And I think that she figured this is the real scenario to it. Upward was up here. Me and Upward was talking about God because, and I'm gonna keep talking about this. When we were reading the Bible scriptures, and I asked Queen, I said, "Come up." Her being a woman of God, she made an excuse and didn't want to come up. That said a lot because if you were really happy in that direction that I was going in, but then you came up a couple of days later on some bullshit, you made it seem like, oh, I just want to say congratulations on the thing you're going in, and then it turned left. So there was an issue because there was an issue with Upward, and I was staying out of it. And so now here you start going. And then a lot of other people that are jumping on the bandwagon, it ain't just for her, it's because they don't like Upward as well. And they feel like,
wait a minute, Mike. Wait a minute. Why don't nobody like Upward? She is the sweetest person in the fucking world.
I know they felt that's my thing, but it seems like sometimes when somebody is he had Upward back and not her. Upward wasn't wrong. Upward questioned her, and she felt like Upward don't like me. Your friend Upward don't like me. That was her thing. That is a problem. If you feel like somebody don't like you, that's a problem. And people seeing that, can't nobody tell me who the fuck to be friends with. And what does me being friends with Upward got to do with anybody else?
Can I say this real quick, Mike? At the end of the day, if it comes to a grown woman that's in her 50s that sit there and feel some type of way about another female that is somebody's friend, that right there is weird to me because obviously you're insecure in some type of way because I got massive friends. I don't give a fuck about they other friends. As long as they other friends don't fuck with me, I don't fuck with them. And then we all go out and get along. You know, I don't have no insecurity about that. You know what I'm saying? Because when I go to fuck around where I'm at, I'm the fucking boss. Like period, point blank. I don't give a fuck about you or your fucking friend. At the end of the day, what y'all bitches is gonna respect me. I know that motherfucking much, and we all gonna have fun.
You know, my thing is, I really, people won't come out and say it, but the moment I start saying, well, hey, Upward, do you want to come up? Because Upward's on a spiritual journey too, and so is I. I've had people call and say, you want Upward messy. And I said, messy about what? What you mean messy? But I don't have, these people don't come up and say, praise God and thank God too. We ain't up there talking about nobody. But the woman of God is supposed to be woman of God gets up there. And like, me and Upward talking about the Bible and all that. But then Queen gets up there and she said, I know you don't want to hear, but you come up there with some mess about Michael Sowell. I don't know why he keep talking about look, took us out of talking about God to bring that up. So, right?
And you know what's crazy about that, Mike, is me, you, and Upward sat there and we all was on the panel talking about God before.
Yes.
And it wasn't no hard feelings about anything. We all explained our different positions when it came to that. And as us being adults, we choose like certain things. We choose if we all ain't going to agree, we just going to disagree. But we going to disagree in the adult form. So she was coming up there like that.
You had people. Look, after I got out of my surgery, I hadn't been out of my surgery 2 hours. and she called me to let me know what somebody had said about me. And I was like, what? And I was still, and so I went live, and she got up there, she was talking. She didn't call me and say, well, I'm so glad you made it through your surgery. Ain't God good? But so now I got drained from that. And I said, she is going to the places where this problem is. You don't have to go watch Stovall. You don't have to go over here and try to defend yourself. I said, why go over there? And then I said, you know what? Let me stay out of it. And I'm good. So people looked at it as if I had upwards back and didn't have her. No, it wasn't that. I had stopped. I'm not going to keep trying to help somebody when I tell them a lot of this shit you bringing on yourself. And I just refuse to be a part of it. And I see that my spiritual journey wasn't your main thing. It was you bringing me mess. And you didn't, and so I was good on that. And so a lot of people question Upward, but why? What does Upward have to do with my friendship? What does it have to do with anybody else? And of course, that's what people always do. People always do that. They always do that.
Well, Mike, I don't think anybody should accept or question you and Upward conversation because Upward been putting you up there, but then you got somebody else that sat there and said that they was holy godlier than thou, and they were still trying to drain you and bullshit here and there, and Upward was pulling you out of it. Like, no, I don't think you should do that, bro. Just sit back and pay attention and watch what's going on. But then you had somebody else that sat there and said that they were so holy that they was trying to pull you in it. At the end of the day, sometimes there's shit that be put in your face that you have to pay attention to. And what happened is you caught it. You started paying attention to it. So you knew what side to pick. Not sitting there saying that we pick sides, but you knew what side was better. That had less bullshit on it. And you choose to go with that side. And then you see how the other side is still running with bullshit. There ain't nobody listening to besides them.
You know what? My mom got problems. Tara gonna say. But devout Christians supposed to keep the peace. But here's the part. She said, well, maybe it was the jet lag. It's the jet lag. That was a long flight over there. Yeah.
I did, because ain't that flight like 14, 15 hours or some shit? That's like a whole day.
No, it's 27 hours.
Oh, yeah, that's like fuck out of here. I'm not marrying nobody. I'm so happy I'm married right now that I have to go across the country to get one.
And then
I
people say, wrong, because I was like, why would you have to go all the way to Nigeria, man? But I'm not the only one that felt that damn way. I'm the only one that said it out loud. See, it's good to say that shit when somebody can't hear it, but the moment somebody said it out loud, then it's a problem. I felt that way, all of us.
What I'm gonna sit there and say out loud is I just sat there and got a new Chihuahua, and them motherfuckers from overseas is go herders and shit, and I don't need none of them niggas coming over trying to eat my dog. So I'm good.
They eat squirrels over there.
But they eat chihuahuas too, because I got a little chihuahua. They be sitting there eating the motherfuckers too. Like, fuck out of here. Ain't nobody eating my motherfucking dog. My husband can't stand my dog right now. He's like, God damn it, it's bad enough I can't get in the bed with you because of the baby. He's like, and then there's a chihuahua right here. He's like, what the fuck? You got a whole border up.
Well, sometimes it's hard to find a man right here. Hell, I've been looking for one for the longest. I might have to take my ass to Nigeria, shit. But I can't fly that.
Hey, look, Mike, I sat there. Look, I told you I got people that they be feeling themselves, but the other thing is like they in their 20s and stuff, and I don't need you to sit there and what is it? What is the word that I want to sit there and say? Because Mike, you be doing some crazy shit, and I do not dilute. I do not need you to dilute my fucking nephews.
Look. I
do not need you to sit there and do that. They be coming here talking and sounding like you, and I'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna have to go beat Mike's ass. Fuck this.
I just funny. She said her grandbabies would always say, "Don't judge me, judge your damn self." She said, "I just tell my baby, don't be cussing."
I'm fucking like for real, like at the end of the day, like I sat there and I was like, yeah, Mike, he just like you. Oh, I'm gonna send you a picture. I'm gonna send it to you through the Cash App and stuff because that's how I'll be talking to you. I'm gonna send you a picture through the Cash App. He's like, I wouldn't, man. I'm like, nigga, you like 20 fucking six, cuz you can't handle Mike. And then I'm like, wait a minute, Mike, you better not try to handle my nephew neither.
What did he say about Mike? Mike? No, let me tell
You better not. Like, and I'm just like, because I sat there and I had him on your live the one day. And he was like, oh, I like him. He sound like me. And I'm listening to him like, nigga, you do not sound like this nigga will eat your ass the fuck up. I'm sitting there telling him that if I get into a dispute with somebody at the job, I need him to write me a comeback. Because he be going hard.
Look, and I tell people that that shit feel good. People may not like it, but that's why I don't do it just to do it on nobody. You have to really make me want to go off on you, baby. And when you do it, and you know you didn't shut a bitch down, and you can see, because that's why you have bitches that are so fucking mad and will never like me again because they opened up some shit that they didn't want to taste. But they did it. I give you a warning. Leave me alone. And when you go there, and when the shit just comes off effortlessly, and you don't have to think about what you're saying, and it's so easy to do it. And then you know it's good when you go off on somebody so bad, other people be getting mad at you for it. You didn't have to go so hard on her. You like, wait, are you in your feelings about what the fuck I said to her? Come on.
I know he did.
My mama.
But Mike, I want to sit there and lighten up the subject a little bit and sit there and see how you feel about something that I was sitting there watching earlier when I was at work, and it was the difference between a dyke, a stem, and what was it? A dyke, a stem, and a stud. What are your differences on that? Like, how do you look at it as when it comes to females that are, gay? How do you come to them with their pronouns and how they want to be?
Well, first of all, you have to realize I have been out 42 years. 42 years I've been out. So the names that they use are totally different than now. Because you said dyke, stem, and stud.
Yes,
Well,
because when I was growing up, everybody was considered a dyke. If you was gay, my mom used to be like, "Yeah, that dyke bitch is around the corner." Is that me with the background, Mike? Wait a minute, is that me with the background right now, or is that you?
I don't know. I'm not hearing the background.
See, I'm hearing a whole bunch of fluttering. I'm wondering if it's this fan that I got going across the room. Let me turn this off and see. It's not stopping. Mike, think about what I just sat there and said, and I'm gonna hop down and then come back up. Is that okay? All right.
Okay, let me read some of these kind of. Just said, well, everyone have a blessed night. Remember, my God will never put no more on us than we can bear. Amen. Oh, we know. Come on, somebody. We know that. Yes. Yes. Tiffany, have a good night. Have a good rest of the night. Yes, it is, Brandy. But yeah, you guys. So for the most part, I just came and said that I've had friendships. I've had some friendships for a couple of years that were better than some I've had for a long time. And that's just part of life. People are going to do that. I think everything happens for a reason. I think everything happens for a reason. But I also believe this.
And I'm trying to figure out why is it okay for everybody to poke you, but as soon as you react, oh now I'm the motherfucking problem. Now I'm the goddamn issue. No, you should have just left me the fuck alone and just left me where the fuck I was at. That's what you should have did. Now, bitch, you about to feel this. And I'm trying to figure.
I don't give a fuck if you like me or not. At one point you counted on me, and I was there for you. So now you're pissed because I'm no longer showing up. I don't give a fuck if you like me or not. At one point you counted on me, and I was there for you. So now you're pissed because I'm no longer showing up for you. You only have yourself to thank for that. So if I cut you off, you handed me the scissors. I don't give...
I got enough sense to know everybody don't like me, and I hope they got enough sense to know I don't care. Everybody ain't supposed to like you. Purpose don't come with popularity. What they think about you is none of your business, and definitely none of your burden. I got enough sense to...
Listen, when certain people can't control you, they will gossip about you about anything. Because if they can't control you in their way, they want to control how other people see you. Continue to carry on with your life. Listen, when certain people...
I got enough sense to know everybody don't like me, and I hope they got enough sense to know I don't care. Everybody ain't supposed to like you. Purpose don't come with popularity. What they think about you is none of your business, and definitely none of your burden. I got enough sense to... People hate accountability, y'all. They'll rewrite the whole story just to avoid telling the truth about what they did. The guilty never remember, they just change the version of the events conveniently. Let them hold their grudge. I'm holding my peace, and that's way more of a blessing. People hate accountability. People hate accountability.
Okay. Brandon, you back?
Yes, sir. I was sitting there wondering, did you think about the questions that I asked you? But then I understand. I understand now because it's like, oh my goodness, why did it sound like? You hear the static?
No, you sure, girl? You just supposed to join something? No, I don't hear.
No, but how do you feel like they sit there and say like? Like when I was growing up, and I know when you were growing up because you're older than me, we never had anything that was considered as like pronouns, like he, her, his, them, they, or like we never had that. How do you feel about that right now, Warren?
Listen, first of all, I think it's too complicated. In my days, it was stud, film, and powder puff. The stud man, the powder puff was the girly one, and the one in the middle was the one that liked it both. All of this, he, she, her, all of them, that is too much. I'm so glad I came out when I came out because we didn't have all of that. Hell, you're gay or you're not. All other part, just say what you like sexually. That's all. You ain't got it. That's too complicated.
Yes. That's how I sit there and feel. And I have a lot of gay family members, and I look at them the same way. Like at the end of the day, ain't nothing changed. You just like the same thing that I like, or or whatever, vice versa. So I really don't have a problem with that. It just be like now in today's world, it's just hard because you can't even walk into a store or be working a job and you sit there and say the wrong thing. You might get sued. I'd be like, well, wait a minute. I didn't know that you were a bitch with hair on your face.
Listen, my thing is if I ain't sleeping with you, you ain't got to know what I like and what I like to do. All you got to know is I'm part of the LGBTQ community. I'm a gay black man, and all of that entailed. But what I do have an issue with, and I know the people are about to get mad at me, my own people. I seen a video where it was a drag queen, a transsexual, whatever you want to call them. They were at a party on the beach or something, and you can tell it was a man because his voice was deep, and he was into it with the girl. He was like, "Bitch, I'll beat your motherfucking ass," and ready to fight her. And the man was he's like he was a girl. I was like, oh, you are a man fighting a woman. So that's not cool. I cannot rock with that. I would fight you for fighting her.
CMA, wait, CMA, Mike. I think that this, the setting and all that, that's coming from you.
Yeah. I would not feel comfortable watching a transsexual fight a woman, because there is a difference now. They could be a woman in their mental and their heat and all of that, but you still have manly strength, manly penis. Even if you had the operation, I still don't feel like you should fight that woman. And now if the bitch hits you and fuck you up, whoop my ass.
Yeah,
But
that's how I feel like how they got them going into the female Olympics.
yeah, listen, or about the two that was running track and they was winning everything. Of course they was winning. They're stronger. And I am a gay man, and I just, you know what? Instead of going against women, have a transsexual, where it's all sexual transsexuals running against each other, but don't have them run against women.
Yes, that's how I look at it. One thing, and then I'm moving on to another subject. Is I'm mad that I missed that you sat there and you did a live about the Chicago female. How do you feel about that? Because that was just fucked up.
Well, I have to say this. First of all, she's not pregnant. That is a sign. That's a sign.
Yeah, she's definitely not. She sat there and she said she's not pregnant and it was coming because of her sickle cell and she was bloated. And that's a true fact that when you have sickle cell, you get bloated in different parts of your body.
I have to correct that because I thought she was pregnant because I went by everything. But, I look at it two ways. For one, the first way I looked at it is I started crying more so because it made me appreciate my mama so much more. Because my mama would have whooped and tore all them motherfucking kids' ass up. She would have pistol whooped them, or that would not have happened. So my mother always protected her. That's what I've always loved about my mother being my mama, because she was my superhero, and people were scared of her. And that is just something that never would have happened to us. So it made me even appreciate my mom even more.
Right.
Then it made me think about these kids and their parent. And so then I looked at the videos of the one lady said, she said, wait a minute, first of all, y'all, I want everybody to know she's a child and she's a straight A student and all of that. And then let the girl get up there and look, take accountability. I was just following people. I don't know. I'm doing what people got that ain't got half of what I got. No. And then I thought about what my mother would have done if it had been. First of all, I would have never done that because I knew my mother would have killed me. But my mother, it wasn't videos back then. But I wouldn't have did no video. My mama would have took me to that woman's house. My mama would have found out where the lady lived and let that lady beat my ass. Do you hear me? Would have this little motherfucker hit you, fuck him up, and bitch, you better not move. I know my mother would have done that, and that lady would have been up, and it would have been nothing I could have.
And your mom was a good woman, because when my son sat there and seen that, matter of fact, my two sons sat there and seen that, they was like, I'm happy that it wasn't you back in the day, because them little kids would have followed their asses into a bullet. I said, yup, I'd have shot every last one of them motherfuckers running at me. Get the fuck out of here.
Wait, they had this one lady did a video, and the lady she dressed up with this little tiny girl coat on and put some barrettes in her head with a backpack on. She said, baby, I would have been at school the next day like I went to that motherfucker to whoop they motherfucker.
Yes, like that right there, like it hurt me because I felt old girl, because one thing about it is you being a mom, and then she sat there and she sounded like she was defeated because she was on them was my kids, and I was so weak and sick I couldn't even help my kids. And as me being a mother, I felt her on that, like, yeah. At the end of the day, it couldn't have been me, because I swear I'm licensed to carry. I'd have been walking around. I wish them motherfuckers would have passed powing your little foot, powing your
Do,
little leg, powing
do
your
you,
motherfucking back. Like at the end of the day, like man, you don't sit there and do that. And then the one mother had the audacity to sit there and say, "Oh well, don't act like when y'all was growing up, y'all wasn't 13 and 12 beating up crackheads." And I said, "Where the fuck she come from?" When I was 13 and 12, I wish I never even thought about beating a crackhead up. What the fuck? Y'all Chicago motherfuckers is different.
Chocolate, hey, welcome in Chocolate Hugs 34. She said, baby, my mom would have shot first and asked no question. Period. These kids are disrespectful with no one raising them. I would have never thought of doing it. Nor my friends. That shit was crazy. Listen, let me tell you this. If my mother was still living, and I would have hated to have been sitting next to her while that came on, because she would have turned and looked at me and be like, bitch, I wish you would have done. Do you know I would have killed your mother and would have been mad at me? And I'm in my motherfucking 50. She still would have had an issue with me because of what them little motherfuckers did. Because she'd be like, I wish mine I would have killed one of them. But my mama, wait, when the mom wanted them kids, my mama would have took my ass out there. Now, she wouldn't let me really been fucked up, but she would have let them scare the fuck out of me. She would have let me.
Oh, Mike, just to sit there and let you know, Chocolate Hugs, that's my sister.
How you doing that?
I just want you to sit there and know she ain't no troll or nobody. That's my sister.
Look, when somebody, you see how I just read it? When somebody come in here and they come in, I don't look at nobody as trolls. That's the one thing I loved about 4C Game. You see everybody saying, hey, Chocolate, hey, hello. That's what we do over here. We grown, we on some grown people shit over here. That's all we do. Your sister say my mom would have slapped me for this. Listen, y'all, let me tell you this. I used to be at my mama's house every day, and we would sit there, and every time Maury came on, I'd get up and walk away. And I'm gonna tell you why I got up and walk away. Because when those little kids, you remember how they had the kids about, hi, yeah, I'm 13 and I smoke and I have sex and I smoke weed and there's nothing my mama could do. Remember that the little kids would do that in the beginning? My mama would turn to me and go, bitch. And I'm like, wait a minute. What you're not gonna do is be ready to slap me every time this Maury shit come on. And I'm in my damn 40s. But it's not gonna happen. But that is the respect I have for my mother. Not only did I respect her, I was terrified of my mother, even in my 50s. She said, I'm a 70s, baby. I'm telling you. So, but this is the problem. When you out and about and in the world, a lot of my decisions I made was based on, okay, what is my mom going to, is she going to kill me? I never went along with the crowd because, hey, y'all ain't got my mama. Y'all don't have my mama. Y'all can do what the fuck y'all want. But what Michael Land is not going to do is be fucking me up because I followed y'all dumbasses. So I wouldn't have done that. Hell, if I had been out there with them kids, I would have stopped them from fighting that woman. I would have stopped them. Because ain't no.
All right, Mike, I got a question, but I need you to mute your phone because I see when we both be on there, it gets a lot of feedback back. So mute yourself real fast, please.
I've been a part of it, and I would have stopped it. What said, this ain't cool. Or what if that's your mom? What if that's your mama? I would have been there because I would have looked at her as that was my mama. And I would not have wanted, because just as sure as there goes somebody else, it could be you. And I believe in karma, and I would not have wanted, I could not have been a part of that, and knowing that could be my mama. And it would have just stopped me altogether. Okay, let me read this, and then I'm going to I beat my son's friend's ass.
Mike, after you done reading that, can you mute yourself so I can sit there and talk, because we got a lot of feedback when it's both of us on there.
I beat my son's friend's ass for coming in my house smelling like weed and called and told his parents. Chocolate Hugs said that part, Mike. Okay, go ahead with your question.
Okay, my question is, Mike, like did you sit there and see the whole video of how she was walking around and she looked like she was sickly? And a lot of people sat there and looked at it as, oh, she's not sickly, she's addicted to drugs. Everybody is not addicted to drugs. Sometimes people really go through issues in fucking life. But my question to you is, how would you sit there and handle as you having a daughter and the daughter that sat there and did the first apology is the one that sparked everything off and had everybody hit this lady? How would you sit there and be able to handle that without sitting there being online like her trifling ass mother was? Her trifling ass mother was online sitting there talking about my daughter's a cheerleader. She does this and she does that. Like, bitch, all that shit don't matter. Your daughter is a fucking thug and she keep running around like this. She gonna get shot.
Well, you know what? First of all, it would not. My mom would have done that in person. If it'd been my child, wouldn't no video been made. Fuck a straight A. Cause all that went out the window when you did some dumbass shit. You flunked when you hit that woman, and you was the first one to do it. One no video because you didn't save face. You made it look worse. Instead of if my mama had did the video, she would have been knocking the fuck out of me through that whole video. She would have been slapping the shit out of me in that whole video. She would have been saying, "Motherfucker, you did some shit like that." She would have done that, and the woman wasn't on drugs. But even if she was, as my mama say, even if she was addicted to drugs, kids still shouldn't have touched her. She didn't do nothing to them. When these kids feel like they on the same level as adults, they're not scared of adults. I was scared of adults because they could beat your ass. Now these kids tell you don't fuck with me because they'll fight you. But see, they running up to the wrong. They ran up to the wrong one yet. Because I'll be damned if I'm gonna fight your kid just like you a motherfucking adult if you come at me that way. I don't play that. I never disrespected adults when I was growing up. I didn't even cuss in front of them. And because I was too scared that they would tell my mama and my mama would whoop my ass. But then my mama gave people permission to fuck us up. See, these parents nowadays, y'all don't want nobody touching y'all kid. Don't touch me. Don't nobody touch my kid. I had a nephew who his son was at my house one day. He was like, and I told the son, I said, if you do this, I'm gonna whoop your uncle. I ain't being funny, but don't nobody whoop my kids but me. I said, well, you take your kid and you and your kid can leave the fuck out of here. Who in the fuck? Tara said, your sister said, Tara, that part, they should have never put it.
No, but because Mike, at the end of the day, with me sitting there, mute your phone real fast because we got a lot of feedback. But Mike, at the end of the day, when I sat there and first seen that, it literally pissed me smooth the fuck off because the era that I was raised in, pretty much the era you was raised in, we wish we would have hit a fucking adult. Like, what the fuck? Like, these kids got so much fucking power in their asses that they feel like they could take over the fucking world when they can't take over shit because half of these dumb ass little kids right now don't even know how to read a fucking book fully. You know what I'm saying? And then when the government, the governor that was over there in Chicago, he sat there and said, and this shit, like I told my sister, I said, this shit made me laugh, but then it didn't make me laugh because it was funny. It made me laugh like this is some fucked up shit type. He sat there and said, we got all types of laws to sit there and protect our children, but we don't have no laws to protect us from our children. I said, what the fuck is that? I was raised in the era as if a motherfucking child jump up, you lay them the fuck down. What happened with this fucking world right now is they sit there and tell the kids, you could be whoever you want. You could do whatever you want. Your mom hit you, your dad hit you, you tell us, and we're going to take them to jail. And now that the kids sit there and got this shit in their head right now, they on some, I'm taking over the shit. And now all these adults want to sit there and be like, oh, well, maybe we made a fucking mistake. You think, motherfucker, you stop parents from being parents that beat their kids' ass, spoil the raw, you know, that fucking shit right there. So now, after y'all sat there and said that it wasn't okay to fucking do that shit, now y'all motherfuckers is flustered. Why? Why?
No,
At the end of the day, because you got people that really want to love their kids, but y'all stop that.
the problem is this. Parents can change that because I don't give a fuck what law they made. My mama didn't abide by that. You know, mama, and I tell this story all the time. When the insurance man would come back, remember the insurance man come by with the little briefcase and everything, and he would sit at the table and have all the policies out and write the fact that my mama didn't pay the policies off, and he would leave. And mama, we all be sitting on it. We all be sitting on the couch, and my mom would turn and say, "Okay, I'm gonna let y'all motherfuckers know now. The life insurance policy is paid up to next month. If y'all do any motherfucking thing, I can kill one of you bitches and get the money." And so we was good for a whole nother month, even though we, I hated seeing that insurance man coming because I felt like, oh shit. But she didn't give a fuck about law, what nobody said. We was her children, and couldn't nobody tell her nothing about us. And so, if the police had came and said sit down, and my mama said stand up, I would have stood up. The police wouldn't have had shit. No, she was worse than she was worse than anybody. So there is nothing. And me coming from the parent that I come from, and the control that she had over us, you know, none of us was in prison. None of us was in prison. None of us did anything that she had to come get us out of because we know that she didn't play. And none of us died before her. You know, as a parent, that's what you really want. You don't want your kids out in the street. And you know, okay, some stuff is you can't stop it. But for the most part, you want, as a parent, you want to go before your children. And, you know, my mother didn't have to bury near one of her children. Thank you, God. You know, sometimes I wish she had to bury me before her, and then I wouldn't be going through so much pain, but that's a whole other story. But for the good part, for her being who she was, I thank God because it makes us who we are. You know what I'm saying?
No, I definitely do know what you said and are saying. It's just like at the end of the day, the world right now, like man, I'm happy that my grandparents are not here to see this shit. You know what I'm saying? And they're saying, and my mom, remember I told you, Mike, when you lost your mom, I said, I understand your pain because I haven't had a mom since I was 18 years old. She's been gone for about 23 years right now. You know what I'm saying? And they're saying if my mom sat there and seeing how this world is right now, she would be fucking flipping the fuck out. Because at the end of the day, there's no respect when it comes to parents and their children and children's and their parents and other people because you got all these young bitches that's having 5 and 10 and 20 fucking kids. And all these bitches is doing is having kids and going out popping pills and getting drunk every fucking day to the point where they don't even give a fuck about raising the kids. They got the system raising the fucking kids. So these fucking kids that did this shit to this fucking lady, that is a product of their fucking environment because they got bitches that's having kids for checks now. Not about you having a kid because you love your child, but you having a kid because you want to check so you can sit on your bum ass. Like there's a whole lot of shit that's different from how it was back in the day. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to sit there and sound fucking angry, but there's a whole bunch of bum bitches that is having a whole bunch of fucking kids that's going to turn up to be bum bitches and bum niggas like them. So what the fuck is America's future going to sit there and look like? Especially when we fucking black. At the end of the day, I remember I had to teach my granddad how to read when I was going to fucking school. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I used to tell my kids when I was raising them, fuck that. Going to school is a fucking privilege. Do you know back in the day you couldn't even do this shit? Now these motherfuckers think that it's just okay and it's just maybe mandatory. And then you got the mothers that don't give a fuck because they too high being in a fucking apartment building or drinking some fucking weird, and they let their kids run rampant to the point where they don't even sit there and know their own fucking black history on where they fucking came from and how many motherfuckers really worked hard for them to get there. It pisses me the fuck off.
God, you know, I remember my mom was saying, "Oh, I'm so glad we was raised in the town we were," because they looked at us has been a little while, and now I can look and say the same thing because now you want things to keep your kids busy. When I was growing up, I remember my mama playing jacks with my mama on the floor in the kitchen. It wasn't no phones and stuff, so we had to make up stuff. We was playing games outside. Teddy bear upstairs, Mr. Fox, what time is it? All these games that we made up, and it was not only family time, but that was time we spent together. Now, I said this the other day. I had a cousin, God rest her soul, but she punished her daughter by making her go outside and play. That meant she couldn't be on none of her devices or anything. And I said, "Oh my God." When I was growing up, our punishment was going in the house, not being able to go outside and looking out standing in the mirror in the window, looking at your friends playing. And they was like, "What you can't."
You better sit there and say that shit again, because at the end of the day, my kids said that to you. That's why my kids wasn't fat motherfucking kids. Because at the end of the day, you're going to get outside and you're going to go play and you're going to work them bones out and you're going to do whatever the fuck you need to sit there and do. My punishment to my fucking kids was when they wanted to be on the computer. Because when I was raising my kids, we had one computer and everybody had a certain amount of hours that they could be on that fucking computer. When it hit 8 o'clock, after you got out of the bath in the shower or whatever you chose to sit there and do that night, you had to do 2 hours of fucking reading. You had to do all that. Like, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then you got America sitting there talking about the obesity of kids, because you got fat ass parents that let their kids sit there on that fucking game system and do whatever the fuck they want to do and eat snacks all fucking day. I used to have to get the fuck outside and play double dutch, run up and down the fucking street the same way my kids had to do it. Y'all bitches is lazy right now. We got a whole bunch of young bitches that's drug addicts and all that shit.
Another thing, when I grew up, and I love this, we all had to sit. My mom would say, "Okay, dinner time," and we all sat down at the table and we ate together as a family. People don't do that no more. If they do, they sitting there with their phone. I believe if my mother, even if cell phones had been in our day and age, there was no pages, no nothing, we wouldn't have been able to have our cell phones at the table. We would have, if I'm just saying there, but to have to sit there and everybody had to eat. It wasn't no eating at no different times. Everybody ate at the same time. You did not look. You didn't. My mama didn't cook different shit for different people. You ate what was cooked, and it made.
Look, wait a minute, Mike. Your mom was like how my mom was. You better eat that shit or it's gonna eat you. We all eating the same shit. Ain't nothing special.
Exactly. So it was never that, and it was so simple. And look, we had a dinner time. You washed your hands and all of that, and you ate. And then we all sat down and we sat around the TV. We all watched the same thing. Now everything is being watched on his phone and stuff like that. And so the family dynamic is not as close anymore. I seen a little video with a baby. The little baby in diapers had the mama's phone and knew how to work it. And whenever she took the phone, the baby screaming, holler. And the only way she could stop the baby from crying is to give it the phone back. No, baby, that baby wouldn't have never seen another motherfucking phone until they was old enough to buy their own. It's stuff like that.
Mike, you know what? At the end of the day, it's just a sad way of how life is living, because at the end of the day, the internet, like I tell everybody, the internet for real is the black person's fucking enemy. Because black people don't know how to shut the fuck up. For some fucking reason, black people don't know how to shut the fuck up. They gotta place everything on the fucking internet. Some shit that they place on the internet should have been in the house. I came from a house, and I'm not sitting there saying that it was right, because it wasn't. And sometimes that created a problem after I seen how it happened with other people's households. As we have a thing when it's a black family, as whatever goes on in this house, you better not tell nobody. But then there's certain people that's in a family where sometimes they need to tell people what the fuck is going on in their shit. You know what I'm sitting there saying? But every black house is not like that. So one thing that we did fuck up was with that sitting there saying, But then after we started that saying, and then the internet sector and got included, it's like, can't no black motherfucker know how to shut the fuck up? And I be looking at posts on Instagram, Facebook, fucking, well, not Facebook, because I'm not on Facebook, but dude, I get stuff sent through Facebook. I be seeing shit on Facebook, Instagram, on YouTube, where I be just like, why y'all just ain't shut the fuck up? Like, that was something that y'all should have kept to y'all fucking self and fixed it. How do
What?
you feel about that? How do you feel about knowing that black people really is starting to do this shit? Because at the end of the day, black people don't know how to sit there and handle shit and didn't want to get mad at the honkies because the fucking crackers is able to handle it a little bit better.
I say this. It's whatever they want to. People always say I say a lot on here, but it's a lot of things. I only say what I want people to know. I don't tell anybody anything that I can't afford to hear back. For one, I think that's the biggest problem. People, y'all tell people stuff, and then when it's repeated, y'all get upset about it. Don't tell it if you don't ever want to hear back. I don't care how close a friend I am with you. And some people, I feel like you may not ever say anything, but I tell you with the possibility you might could slip and say it. I never know. If it's something I don't want nobody to know, I just won't tell it. Now, when I'm on Facebook, because I'm on Facebook a lot, it kills me when somebody put on there, oh, the status changed and they're in a relationship, and now they showing them and the people all eating together and all this stuff, and then they break up and they don't put shit up. And then you go, well, what happened? And then they want to cuss you out about, no, bitch, we part of that relationship too. You put it up here, we want to know why we broke up. God damn it. It's almost as bad as when people, this is what I cannot stand, is when somebody say, can y'all pray for me and don't ask no questions, don't ask me why. Hell no, I can't pray for you. I'm nosy. I'm a nosy.
All right, look, Mike, look, listen, as a parent, I think that some things are definitely not meant for Facebook, especially when there's a lot of people that find out that they got deceased children on Facebook. I don't think that that's right. Like, before you sit there, before the cops even come to your door to tell you that your child might be passed away, this motherfucker might be pasted all over Facebook before that. I think that that is so fucking disrespectful. How do you feel about that?
Cousin, he got shot and killed. And one of my other cousins, they had his body was laying on the ground. They had put they covered him up, and it was on Facebook. And somebody had to call because his mama didn't even know yet, and had to call and say, if you do not take that down, because that's how I found out. And I was saying, I'm not gonna say his mama name. I was like, does she know? And he was like, no, not yet. I said, well, why the fuck did she put that picture up? But that is our, we want to be the first we want to be the first to be the bearer of bad news. We always want to be the first to tell you, so and so died. Everybody want to be the first to that, and we're not taking into consideration that how people that person means so much to will find out. I would never want my mama to find out one of her children was gone by looking on Facebook. And I have found out a lot of people. My cousin just passed not too long, and then I had another relative that I didn't even talk about it on here. But anyway, I looked on it and I seen rest in peace, Lucky. I was like, what? Now I got to call around and ask if it's true. And then when I call around, it was true. It is like the hardest thing, but that's our new norm. That's the new norm. People go, you can't stop everybody. Somebody want to be the first. Let me be the person say, now everybody going, you have a lot of people say, well, my best friend, so-and-so mother died. And now people telling them, oh, well, sorry for your loss. We love sympathy. We love sympathy. So that's why I try not to put a lot of stuff. After my mama was gone, ain't no more sympathy. I can't, sympathy ain't Somebody's saying I'm sorry about your.
No, look, I think that all that's disrespectful. Even when they sat there and did that shit with your mom, I thought that that shit was so disrespectful. I was so angry. I'm like, damn. Like at the end of the day, like where the fuck? And everybody sit there and always when they do weird shit like that, they be like, oh, because God and no the fuck, God didn't fucking tell you to post this man like this or this lady like this or post this funeral like this. God didn't sit there and fucking tell you to do that shit, bitch. Like that shit really highly upset me because I also and I always am going to agree with everybody need to grieve in their own way by themselves. And if they choose to make that shit open to the world, let them fucking do that. Don't let the world open it up. And now you got to deal with the whole fucking world doing the shit. And then you got all these fucking people that be trolls and all that other shit that always got something to fucking say. That shit pisses me the fuck off. That's why I sit there and say the internet is black people's motherfucking bad problem. Like, there's a lot of shit that dumb motherfucking black people don't know how to shut the fuck up about. How many black people that sat there and got fucking snatched up for doing dumb shit? They tell on they fuck, oh, I robbed the bank down the street, but you know, this is what I mean. And then they be wondering why the fuck they in jail right now. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all dumb motherfuckers?
A lot of people had a problem with I put this picture of me and my mother right here. And the reason I put this up, because I didn't mind. So he put his mom up in the casket. Yes, I did. Because this is the last moment before they close the casket of me sitting there in my last moment with my mama. That's my moment. Now, I don't care. If you choose not to do that with your mama, that's you and your mama. That
Mike, wait. Let me sit there and say this real fast before you go further. But Mike, that's something that you chose to do. You chose to do that because that's how you wanted to sit there and do that. That is no reason for anybody to mock that. That's my problem. At the end of the day, if that's what you sat there and chose to sit there and do, then that's what you chose to do because that was your appreciation on how you felt about your mother at that time. But that doesn't give anybody no fucking reason for them to mock the fact that you sat there and did that. That's when I get a problem with it.
Yeah. I'm laughing at your sister. She was like, your sister's about not why we broke up. Yes, because we all in that relationship. Another thing, it is the FBI's playground. A lot of people post shit. You know what? If I got a warrant, I'm not going to be on here flashing guns on Facebook. If I got a warrant, you know, that's why, a lot of people are like, do you want your location? I don't share my location. I don't do.
But wait a minute, hold up, Mike. You got a warrant? Don't make me call you probation officer. Let me stop being petty.
Guns like most people do. They so dumb. And you don't think, like the one boys was flashing all the money and the police raided them, right? Why? They were live because your dumb ass somebody called in and told on your ass. People be knowing where you at. And so a lot of times people don't know how to do shit in secret no more. They want to be so flashy. And I want to tell you, the one guy was on there doing flash and they robbed him right on Facebook. I mean, right on Facebook. No, nigga, they better do like it's one person. I'm not gonna say his name. You better pre-record, goddamn, pre-record, and that way you can be gone by the time somebody gets there to really fuck you up. But yeah, it's a lot of things. Now, for me, Facebook is good because it'll let me know when somebody's birthday is in the family. If somebody giving a party, other than that, I'm good. My mama said, I'm sick of Facebook people using it like it's a therapist, right? I'm no selling weed on Facebook and posting it in my stories and wonder why my door is getting kicked. Okay. Not, sorry, Spencer. Listen, you have a lot of people up there. And look, I'm not going to be flashing money if I know I owe people. You owe somebody and You flashing on what you just went and bought. But excuse me, can I get mine? It's a lot of people, but it's the young people. It's the young people that do it. And it's the young people that get caught. They get caught. But no, you saying probation. I was on probation at my mother's funeral, Brandy. Did you know that?
Yes, I said there indeed because everybody just mute your phone, Mike. Okay. Yes, I definitely did sit there and know that because that was the main topic of every fucking thing. But I was like, well, damn, at least y'all sat there and helped him know that he was might about to be going to jail. Like, y'all be invested into another motherfucker's person's life that much to the point where y'all help a motherfucker out. So, I definitely did know that, but then I also sat there and seen the pain on how that situation happened because that's a pain. Like my sister could sit there and tell you in the chat, like that's a pain that like when my mom passed away, I was beating everybody the fuck up. I didn't give a fuck who you was. You get a punch, I'll go to jail and don't give a fuck. That's how I was for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So it took me a while to be able to get myself to the way that I am right now. And then the way I see you right now, man, I'm telling you, I love how you are. That's why I'm just like, don't sit there and let nobody take you back nowhere. Because once that anger come back out, that anger gonna come back out 10 times worse than what it was at the beginning. And I just don't want you to sit there and do that.
Well, let me tell you. I would have went to jail twice if they had not talked about it on Facebook to let me know. Because I had the wrong date one time and all of that. And I was like, well, damn, y'all bitches keep saving me. Yeah, I could have been locked up, but thank you. And the funny part is when I was at the funeral, I had a tether on my ankle, and I was like, oh God, no, Mama. I was like, take me, Mama, take me with you. Why my probation officer gonna tap me on my shoulder, telling me you can go with her, but you better be back before 8 o'clock, or I'm gonna have to violate you. I was like, what?
I'm fucking dead. Now he need his ass whooped. She need her ass whooped for saying that.
I know. She wasn't living it, but you know what? Everything happens for a reason because I look at it now, and that's probably the best thing that could have happened for me because I wasn't able to go wild and crazy like I wanted to and kill some bitches. It's harder now that all of that is behind me. Of course, and then it was a misdemeanor, and I wasn't on probation that day. I didn't even have to report. All I had to do was call in. That is how easy my probation was. But I thank God for that. I thank God that I had that kind of confinement a little bit because I couldn't lose it like I wanted to and go to hell off. I never, me being in jail when she passed, that was like devastating. That is the one thing I'm praying and I go through with my therapist is trying to forgive my siblings for what they did while I was in. But that's a work in progress. That's a work. Your sister say, Mike, I'm sorry for your loss, but like I tell my sister, I can't relate. I still have both of mine, but I have lost my older sister and brother. Just got cremated yesterday, so I understand a loss to a point. I still don't tell people who have lost their parent I know how they feel because I don't know the relationship. I really
No,
don't.
look, listen, Mike, you never sit there and pay attention to when I say this to you. I always sit there and say, it's never going to get easy of the fact that you lost a parent. That shit is harder every day for real, for real. It's never going to get easy because you're going to remember the stuff that they used to say to you. You're going to remember how they used to look at you and all that. It never gets fucking easy. I never tell anybody that. That's why I'm telling you that. The only thing that I'm sitting there saying is it gets easier to deal with. You know what I'm sitting there saying? It doesn't get easier about the fact that they're gone. That's never going to be easy, but it get easier for you to deal with it to make you go through life a little bit better. Like you know how you felt about your mom. You know what I'm saying? They're saying, you know what you went through with your mom. You know how you and your mom had your relationship, and you know how she loved you. It's always going to be hard because she's not here. But over the time, it's not going to get easier with that situation, but it'll be easier to deal with the fact that you can start accepting the fact that she's not here. You know, everybody sit there and say with time everything gets easier. No, it really don't get easier. It just gets easier when you learn how to grow with the time that you are starting to realize that she's not here. Like, it's always hard when you lose a fucking parent. And I hate when people sit there and be like, oh, well, you know, you lost a parent. It's okay. You'll get over it. No, I'll never get over me losing my mom or my fucking dad. I'll never get the fuck over that. Like, what are you talking about? That's not nothing I'll ever get over. Oh, well, you know, as long as time goes on, everything will be okay. Everything doesn't be okay as time goes on. It's me learning how to deal with the fact and making it easier for me to know that I can't see them in the physical form. I might be able to talk to them in the air because that's what I do with my mom and my dad. I talk to them in the air. I sit there and I say some shit and I go to sleep and then they answer my questions. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like it's a whole lot of mind play that it comes to when you lose a parent, especially parents that you thought was superheroes that was never supposed to die before you die. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But then you got to realize, well, the common law of life is the parent does die before the children. So that is the common law. But as us growing up is my parents are my superheroes. They're not supposed to die before me. They're supposed to always be around here. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot as regardless of how, whether we fucking 5, 10, 15, 20, 50, 60, we want our mothers or fathers, them or providers, and we always want them and expect them to be around. And it's still hard as an adult to realize, like, damn, they really ain't gonna be around like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot when it comes to losing a parent, especially when you had a parent that gave a fuck about you. Now, if you had a parent that didn't give a fuck about you, you'd be like, oh, the bitch done dead. Ding dong, bye, bitch. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But when you got a motherfucker that really loved you, that shit hit you the worst. It's like you having a heart attack before you know what a heart attack fucking feel like.
My mom says, let me tell you, we are forced to communicate with in a different way. Let me tell y'all this. I cry about my mother every day at some point. Um, Not a hearty cry, but because when you have somebody you deal with on a daily basis, you talk to every day, it can be the littlest things. It can be something that was said. It can be something you think about. Earlier today, I don't know what it was, and I thought about it. I said, Mama. And when I said Mama, I cried. I was like, oh my God, Mama. When a little boy hugged his mama, every time I look at that part in that video from the Chicago woman, I just boo-hoo when I saw that. That will happen for the rest of my life. Um, it's like a part dead inside of me. There's a part of you dies when you, because that was my livelihood. That was my mother. And yeah, it can be a scent. It can be so many different things. You know, I cannot go to White Castles because me and my mother ordered our burgers the same way. And when I order the burgers, I think of my mama. So it's like, I'd rather not eat White Castles to not go through that emotional. I could never go to bingo because if I go to bingo, I'm going to cry through the whole bingo. I know my mama said, boy, take your ass to bingo and win some money. But no, I can't. Those things for me, will I be able to go one day? I don't know. But on a daily,
Mike, you'll be able to go to them. Use your phone real fast, Mike. Use your phone real fast. One day you'll be able to use your phone, Mike.
all right.
Okay. Mike, one day you'll be able to sit there and do all that. I promise you, you will be able to do all that. When I lost my mom, it's been 23 years. And when I tell you, at one point in time, I was going to go to school to be drawing because I am a fantastic drawer. But I chose not to do that no more because once my mom passed away, I lost that energy to sit there and want to do that because that's something that me and her used to do. The same way playing cards and all that, I lost that energy to play cards because that's something that we used to sit there and do. But it took some years. That's why I understand what you're sitting there saying when you feel like how you feel. It takes years. It's a process. This is nothing that's going to happen overnight. You're always going to miss your mom. You know what I'm sitting there saying? She was the nurturing person in your soul. At the end of the day, she was the one that when you was out there doing whatever the fuck you shouldn't have been, she snapped her fingers and she got you back in place. She was that person. She was your fucking mom. There's nothing wrong with you missing your mom. And there's nothing wrong with, at the end of the day, there's some things that you can't do because you relate that to your mom. But eventually, you have to slowly get yourself out of that. Stop barking at me. You have to slowly get yourself out of that and learn how to be in your own groove. And remember, at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong. You're always going to miss your mom. You better always miss your mom. And she's always going to be looking at you also. She's always going to be looking down at you also. She's the one in your ear right now telling you to stop doing all the bullshit you're doing, but cuss a bitch out if you need to. She the one in your ear saying all that. But
my mom would be right here with me letting a bitch have it. I got it from her. I got it from her. But your sister said the day you go is when you'll hit the jackpot. Probably, but I have to be mentally ready for that. My mama is your soulmate. My mama was my soulmate. Look, I would look at my mother, and I would look at my mom. I was walking out. She said, "Oh, what the poor baby had to come see what his mama do. Would you come here? Give me a. You had to come see your mama, didn't you?" And I had to because 2 days couldn't go by without me not seeing my mama. And so I would sit there sometimes. She go, "God damn."
CMA, the only thing I can sit there and tell you is the only people that can really understand how it feels to miss a parent is people that is missing parents right now. You know what I'm saying? They're saying because we all go through our own different struggles and everything. Like sometimes every day is harder. Sometimes every day is a little bit easier. It's just how you go through them struggles. My mom been passed away for 23 fucking years, CMA. When I tell you I miss her 23 years harder, I do. And that the reason why I do as much as I do for my fucking kids is because I know my mom was the type of mom that would have wanted me to do this and wanted me to sit there and be this way. And all my kids know who their grandmother is. It's hard as hell every day to walk around this earth knowing that the person that brought you into this world ain't here to see and enjoy the things that you think that you made possible. It's hard. It's fucking hard. I cry about my mom every fucking her birthday. I still buy her cakes. I still buy her cakes. We still celebrate her birthday. I miss my mom. I love my mom. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. But I think it's because, like you said, when we think our parents are superheroes, and like me, my mother could make anything right, no matter how bad it was. And to know that you don't have that to lean on anymore, that is the hardest part for me. To know, no matter what I'm going through, that I have to pray to her and God to, instead of going to her physically and going, "Mama, you know what?" And she would know the right thing to say or the right thing to do. And my mom was not scared of anything. And like I said, I knew it'd be a day that either I wouldn't be here or she wouldn't be here. And I would just look at it. She'd say, "God damn it, you're looking at me like I'm dead." But I was just taking in every wrinkle, her face. And I'd kiss my mom and I'd hug my mom and I'd lay next to her and all of that. And I thank God that I took those moments to do that because it's those moments that get me through. It's those moments, I thank God that, like you lost your mama 23 years ago. It'll be 3 years from my mama in February. But I can sit and take those moments and be so glad that I appreciated those moments. I appreciated that, I had almost 54 years.
Look, CMA, remember I told you the one time, I said you had your mom longer than a lot of people had their mom. So definitely enjoy that fact. Like I always sit there and I had always sat there and told you, like, I lost my mama when I was 18 years old. It's 23 years down the line. Like she got grandkids that she never was able to sit there and meet. They only know about her because I told them about her and they see pictures and that, you know, and that is the hardest part when you do that with another generation to let them know where they came from. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely hard. And that's why I always try to tell you, like, I understand what you're going through. If don't nobody else understand what you're going through, I understand what you're going through. I've been going through this longer than you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying I would never give you bad information about how you should handle this
I,
situation. And I apologize because I definitely did start crying because I really started thinking about my mom and how I missed her too. You know? And that's something that I try not to do all the time. Because when I do stuff like that all the time, that puts me in a depression.
I'll say this, you can only be in mama having the name. I get it, get it, but y'all have a thing, I'm sure. I'll be crying 20 years from now. Yeah, it's worse because day without her is even harder. But I just thank God, I do think about that and say, but Lord, at least I did till I was 54. I did her till I was 104. But so shout out to my mother, shout out to my mama and the clap back. Um, and then I have a lot of videos of which is a wonderful thing. I have so many videos or her telling me to shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I want to hear that one time. Shut the fuck up. Your sister say, love you, Brandy. Um, Tara said, my mama said, I tried to do my mama's birthday 2 days. It's so hard. Cold. Wow. Didn't even know that. Didn't even know that. Happy belated heavenly birthday, Queen. Continue rest. You know what's hard for me in February?
Mike, can you do me a favor? I need you to sit there and send me your number through a cash app so I can have a nice conversation with you.
Look,
Oh.
yeah, Dorothy,
I didn't hear nothing you sat there and said, Mike. You went out. What did you say?
mute. Dorothy and Michael Ann will never be forgotten. Yeah. Now let me tell you this. February is such a hard month.
Mike, wait a minute. Mike, what did you sit there and say when I asked you that question? You went out.
I said yeah, or I could send it to you through email too.
Now I'm gonna just send it to you through the cash app because I owe you a couple dollars because you my homie. I need to give you something.
Okay. Why February is hard for me as well because my mother died at 6, 2023, and my grandmother died February 12, 1987. So I would have thought that they had 6 days. So they definitely would have been 6 days apart. I'm talking about the days. And so here I'm mourning my mom on the 6th, and then I am mourning my grandmother on the 12th. But Lord said, look, let's get it all out in 1 month. The two most important people in my life for me was my grandmother and my mother. Um, my cousin Roland and my great grandmother, but you know, nothing compared to my mother, my grandmother. This is my dad's. Yes, Michael and February the 6th, even though I didn't find out until February the 7th. Isn't that something? My mother was dead a whole year before I even knew. But everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, I was just looking at it, baby. Yeah, I was just looking at it, baby.
I love that clip.
Yeah, I was just looking at it, baby. Yeah, I was just looking at it, baby.
I was doing that video. I have so many videos with my mom, and I thank God for y'all laugh, cry. Look, Brandy had Brandy trying to get me to cry. Look, quiet as kept. I was on mute, and Brandy was tears was down my eyes before Brandy started crying. I get it, and that's another thing. Saying what people go through, what would make them snap, what would make somebody go off. That's why I stay neutral on a lot of things. I stay.
Well, don't forget, Mike, I love you and this whole chat. Like at the end of the day, like you ain't out here right now doing no gossiping and none of that. You out here really on some real life type people things. Like everything that you sat there and talked about tonight is everything that we all go through on day-to-day life. And that's why I fucks with your chat.
And for the most part, that is what we do. For the most part, that's what we do. And we only try to, what kills me is people that ain't been over here in a while. But then you have people comment on what happened with the other situation. Like, well, where you been the whole time? You ain't talked about nothing else. Why do you want to jump in here? You ain't talked about none of the positive stuff we just said. But you want to jump in. That lets me know people been trying to do that.
You always have been talking about lately about all the positive things. So if anybody's coming over here sitting there saying you haven't been talking about positive things, then obviously they haven't been watching your channel. You have been talking about your growth and everything, and the different type of ways you've been trying to change everything that you're doing. So I don't see anybody sitting there really. I'm gonna beat your ass, cuz. Like, why do you do that? I'm sorry, I'm talking to the puppy. I'm not talking.
There's a lot of people that did not come over here. Came over here or said something to me. That's what I said. Not that. You got a lot of people that got something to say about, what? See, people will prosper or accomplish.
CMA, should I drop down again? Because now you're sitting there really sounding, shut your mouth. You sitting there sounding, blocky as ever. Should I drop down and come back up, or are you about to end the live, I guess?
No, you can go down. Well, I am about to end it. I am about to end it. Anything you want to say? You get out down?
Well, I don't know. You've been bricky, but what I want to sit there and say is, CMA, I'm proud of you because you definitely did make a difference. Just don't sit there and let other people pull you back into somewhere where you fought your way to get out of. And then when it comes to your mom, I understand that because I miss my mom too. We all go through that. Like it's just, it's just not nothing that's going to happen overnight, but it's something that we all got to sit there and work through. And anybody else that sit there and feel some type of way about, fuck it, the CMA gang, then fuck all y'all. Because obviously, if you ain't over here right now, you wasn't meant to be over here at all. And if you sit there and really feel some type of way about how we talk in this chat and how we sit there and be on panels talking, then you ain't worth the time. Stop listening. Stop listening. Listening to things that doesn't make you better is always going to be a conflict with you. So stop listening to the greater things because CMA is greater. He's moving on. He's moving past the bullshit that y'all have to offer. So if you can't accept that, then move the fuck around. But that's it, CMA.
On the Bluetooth.
So I guess I'll sit there because you're bricky as hell, but I'm about to sit there and send you my number so you can sit there and call me too. So you can sit there and you little bastard, I swear, this dog is kicking my ass. But yes. That's where we gonna sit there and do. But all y'all bitches that sit there and think that y'all doing something, y'all really ain't moving nothing. Just move the fuck around and let CMA be calm and peaceful like how he is. Like that's all he asking, and that's all I'm asking. For real, for real. And that's the calmest way that I could sit there and ever fucking do this. Cause I don't play with bitches on the line unless I see you. So I don't have you to do. But I love you, CMA. I'll talk to you in a minute.
All right, baby girl, in the building. Thank you for coming up. I really, truly appreciate it. And all that was said. She had me crying. She had me crying. She had me crying. So look, I had to myself to I will be what is it, 9:10? This was a good live. I enjoyed it. Did y'all enjoy the live tonight? I think we talked about a gamut of things. I didn't even think my foot was tingling, but y'all know my foot only hurts when I'm not talking, only kind of thinking about it. I should wicked. It got me some soda. I haven't had soda. My mama said yes, this was good. Enjoyed it. And more like this. So, that was my last time really trying to deal with it. I just clear some things up. But we're gonna talk about current events and our personal things that we're going through. We're gonna keep it moving like that. Forty game, everything, comedy, cussing and cocktails, cooking, cussing and cooking, cussing and cocktails. But don't judge us, judge your mother self. Why you so jealous? So jealous. Keep my name out your mind. Keep my name out your mind. Keep my name out your mind. Why you so jealous? I am the queen of the sector. I am the queen of the sector. I am the queen of the sector. We're going to hear these videos one more time before I
had
go.
to swallow was realizing I meant absolutely nothing to people that meant a lot to me. You see, the hardest heartbreak that matures you is loving people who never plan to love you back. It's a painful teacher.
Hold on.
Had to swallow was realizing I meant absolutely nothing to people that meant a lot to me. You see, the hardest heartbreak that matures you is loving people who never plan to love you back. It's a painful teacher. They did all that hating and gossiping about you and still couldn't stop nothing. No thing.
Why are we having problems? Hold on.
They did all that hating and gossiping about you and still couldn't stop nothing. No thing
Listen, when certain people can't control you, they will gossip about you about anything. Because if they can't control you in their way, they want to control how other people see you. Continue to carry on with your life. Listen, when certain people...
And I'm trying to figure out why is it okay for everybody to poke you, but as soon as you react, oh, now I'm the motherfucking problem. Now I'm the goddamn issue. No, you should have just left me the fuck alone and just left me where the fuck I was at. That's what you should have did. Now, bitch, you about to feel this. And I'm trying to figure. And I'm trying to figure out why is it okay for everybody to poke you, but as soon as you react, oh, now I'm the motherfucking problem. Now I'm the goddamn issue. No, you should have just left me the fuck alone and just left me where the fuck I was at. That's what you should have did. Now, bitch, you about to feel this. And I'm trying to figure.
Toxic people will do you dirty and then try to convince people that you're the problem. That's why they're toxic, and that's
People hate accountability, y'all. They'll rewrite the whole story just to avoid telling the truth about what they did. The guilty never remember, they just change the version of the events conveniently. Let them hold their grudge, I'm holding my peace, and that's way more of a blessing. I got enough sense to know everybody don't like me, and I hope they got enough sense to know I don't care. Everybody ain't supposed to like you. Purpose don't come with popularity. What they think about you is none of your business, and definitely none of your burden. I got enough sense to...
I don't give a fuck if you like me or not. At one point you counted on me, and I was there for you. So now you're pissed because I'm no longer showing up for you. You only have yourself to thank for that. So if I cut you off, you handed me the scissors. I don't give...
Let's play that one more.
I don't give a fuck if you like me or not. At one point you counted on me, and I was there for you. So now you're pissed because I'm no longer showing up for you. You only have yourself to thank for that. So if I cut you off, you handed me the scissors. I don't give...
Okay, y'all. So I think that those videos said it all. All right, y'all. I hope everybody enjoyed themselves. I might do another live tonight. It all depends on what I feel. I enjoyed the hell out of this live. Support the channel. 313 Comedian. Comment, like, subscribe, share. Come on, somebody. Let them the baby 4C gang, the baddest gang in these YouTube streets. A lot of people can't handle us. A lot of people can't maintain us. A lot of people have to leave us because we too real, we too raw, and we too honest over here. The truth hurts. The truth hurts. Chocolate, you don't be no chocolate hugs. Don't be no stranger over here. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. You come on over here and be a part of the 4C gang. What? Don't judge us. Judge your motherfucking self. Comedian Michael Allen. Clapback King. I'm out. Peace.